everybody. It's Friday evening. It's me and Ming the Merciless right here on the Sidetracks show. Took you a second, didn't it?
Yeah, ridiculous. I need to make a Ming costume, though.
You probably should. That would be a really cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm going to do my own version of Ming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some black pants, maybe not a cape. And just, remember how he was wearing that one military jacket, was red with black pants? He's sitting there watching his daughter get tortured, something like that. That would look good. The big, long, full-dress cape one, that's expensive. It'd be hard to make that one. I mean, it would be expensive to make either one. But
yeah, the costumes in that were pretty badass. But yeah, they would be kind of like hard to replicate.
Costumes are super fucking badass when you see it on Blu-ray. And you see how good those costumes were. On TV, on CRT television, it wasn't high enough definition. Because I remember seeing that movie in the theater, going, man, those costumes are badass. And then a couple months later, maybe 6 months later, remember they showed it on television? And I was like, what? That's not even the same movie I fucking saw, you know?
Yeah.
And the same thing with VHS. You'd rent it on VHS, and it never looked as good as it did when you saw it on the damn big screen.
Oh, and knocking shit over. Knocking shit over.
It's all right. It won't hurt it.
Well, I'm just worried it's going to spill that onto the laptop, which would be bad.
Let me go ahead and go over here and see who's here.
Dave is here. Says, hello, you two. Uh-oh, no makeup, no going out tonight.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we're broke, man. Well, I'm broke.
Yeah. That may be it for this month. I got some, but my refunds didn't come through yet. They said it could take up to 2 weeks for those. If I'd have gotten those refunds, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Pookie on the sidetrack cover.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of like I said, just like it's hard to come up with a title for the Sidetracks, which is why I just started putting the dates mostly until I think of something else. I also don't know. I wanted to change because I kind of feel like for the Sidetrack shows previously, I always just put the same thumbnail on there. And I said, well, at least want to change the picture out. But then, again, I'm running into the same problem where I'm just kind of like, well, I don't know what we're going to talk about. So I'm just going to have to put like some random ass picture in there. So that's fine. I just put Pookie in there.
Pookie's good enough.
I mean, she's usually on the show, popping her little head up right there. Yeah. At some point. Okay. She was in here earlier.
Sass is here. How you been, Sass?
Hey, everybody.
Tammy's in. Hugo.
Murder
Hornet's just showing up. Zach. Tom. Rolling Ghostface is in. Okay, yeah, the regulars are all showing up. And we're going to be here to talk you in very gently into the weekend.
Very gently.
Very gently into
there we go. Here we go into the weekend.
It's going to be AMSR. Matter of fact, I was looking for AMSR last night and fucking stumbled across a new one that I seen. It's just this dude. And he's your friend. Hello, my friend. He's just got a deep voice, you know what I mean? And he just brushes your hair and shit. And I was looking in the comment section.
He brushes your hair?
Brushes your hair.
Oh my God, Pookie would love that channel.
Yeah, I looked in the comment section. It's just nothing but just women loving on this dude, fucking thanking him. And he's just like, I'm here to protect you. I will take care of you. I know things have been hard, that kind of shit. And I'm looking at that, and I showed that to Soph, and I said, Soph, man, look at this dude. It says, I need this channel like this, or I'll be in.
You should.
It's called, and I'm gonna call it Asshole Boyfriend. Yeah, Asshole Boyfriend. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be like, how you doing, baby? It's good to see you. Why you dressed like that? Oh, you're going out? Well, hold on 1 second. Let me get dressed. What do you mean I'm not going? Where are you going? Who are you going to be with? Oh, not in that dress. Oh, hell no, not in that dress. Turn around. Oh, hell no. Hell no. You're hanging out of the bottom of that thing? I'm never letting you out of this house. Not looking the way you look. You're never going to be able to defend yourself against all that testosterone. You're standing right here. You are standing. That's how it's going to be Asshole Boyfriend.
That what? That is a brilliant idea.
I searched for it. They don't have it.
That's a brilliant idea.
They don't have it. And I'd be like, have you gained weight? Come on now. Let me go get the scale. Think it'd work? Yeah,
I kind of love that. I love that.
Like
idea.
a satire of it.
Yeah. But you have to it would work if you do it just like they do. Like you have to do it like all deadpan and like really like soothing sounding. But
stand on that scale right there. Damn. Fuck, you're getting fat. And none of it's going to your ass either. None of it's going to your ass. And that just drive you fucking crazy and shit. Asshole boyfriend. It's going to be ASOE. Asso. Asso boyfriend.
Yeah, because you
can't
can't
say asso.
Yeah.
Asso boyfriend.
I mean, you can, but you won't be able to monetize.
And I'll be your boyfriend and just fuck with you.
See, that is a brilliant idea.
I'm good at it.
That's a
Jenny's
brilliant
been
idea.
there. Jenny's been there. I'm good at it.
You're
not wearing that.
You've had years and years and years of practice.
You're not wearing that. That's not too flattering. No.
That's exactly what you're like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a joke, but not really.
Won't you wear something shorter? Let these motherfuckers know what kind of woman I'm with. What you hiding for? I can do it either way. You're either wearing not enough clothes or you're wearing too much clothes. I can do either one. Yeah.
Well, you could change it up. You know what I mean? I mean, that would be fucking... That's a great idea. I think that's a great idea.
Asshole, and then now have the fucking titles that were just outrageous titles. Asshole boyfriend talks you into sleeping with his friends to help pay the rent. That's good. I'm gonna have a whole hour-long thing where I'm gonna talk you into giving it up.
And like I said, making it like an ASMR channel is also like a really good angle on that. I think that's a really good idea. Like if you had like I could do like some really cool graphics for that.
You can do it.
Like you could.
If we do the channel, okay, I'll do the channel.
If
you help do all the logistics behind it.
And I mean, yeah.
And I'll be talking sexy as shit.
I mean, you have to come up with the scripts and all that kind of stuff.
A lot of it is just off the top of my head.
That's what I mean. You could just do that, but I'd have to do like the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. Judgy gay leather daddy boyfriend. Talking to Zach. Baby, how much you weigh? We need to have a talk. That kind of shit. Yeah. Trying to talk you into going on steroids.
Yeah.
That's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, you could take it from your own experience.
Yeah. Like, I want to talk to you about something. We've been friends for a long time. I just can't be seen with a twink like you anymore. You don't even want to go to the gym with me. So this is what's going to happen. Going to put you on test. And then you're going on trend. Okay. And you're going to have... I'll do it real slow, though. I'll work it up to it.
Yeah, like you have to do it like all like soothing and sexy and stuff like that.
That's right. In the end, what it is you're going to be weighing 225 pounds in the end of a fucking 2-year period. We're going to have you on a schedule and everything. I'm going to talk about the diet. And, and that'd be a good fucking gay MSR, man. A gay comedy AMSR.
Well, I just kind of feel like you could probably do. I mean, you could put them both on the same channel because you could just like come at it from roles. From like a bisexual.
Yeah. Well, no, just different roles.
Yeah, that's
each video is different. That dude was just doing. That dude was doing. The dialogue was gender neutral. You could interpret it either way.
Yeah.
He never really.
But well, see, that's like smart because you don't want to like
No,
it was mostly
mostly girls though responding to him, and then like a couple of guys were like, "Oh man, you got me through a hard day" and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'll be using the dark side on these motherfuckers.
That would be funny as shit.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Asshole boyfriend turns you into a monster. That's another one. Yeah. Just starts attacking your insecurities and then flipping it around, or we're going to get vengeance on these people. It will make us stronger. That kind of shit.
Man, you've thought about this a lot.
No, it's just coming out right now. I can do anything. No, I can make this shit up quick.
Zach says your roots are showing and not the ones on your head.
Yeah. Let me go get some more ice.
Yeah, our ice is melting.
Yeah, the iced tea was a little warm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got some gut iced tea that has actual sugar in it this time because he's like, look, usually we make it with Splenda or whatever because it's less calories, but he's like, I don't really like the taste of Splenda when you mix it with alcohol. So when he made the tea specifically to mix with the vodka, he's like, I'm gonna put real sugar in that shit. Probably shouldn't have looked how many calories were in a cup of sugar though. I did look, and now I'm sorry I did. But oh well. I'm not drinking a whole cup of sugar right now. Well, maybe I am. I'm not really sure.
I'm back on trend, people.
Yeah.
I got my trend today.
He's very excited about it.
Yeah, I took 30 milligrams.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. It's not the same.
We can't watch any sad movies now because you'll cry.
It's not the same kind as I had last time. This
okay.
is Tren Ace, kind of a quicker acting Tren. It's weaker. It's only 100 milligrams per milliliter, so it's going to be not as concentrated to give me them damn irritations at the injection sites. And
yeah, that was gross.
Yeah, and they say you
not
kind of
gross, but like alarming.
They say that you kind of gain a little bit of a resistance to it each time you go back to it. So we'll see how I emotionally react to that shit. Shit make you emotional as a motherfucker. But I knew what to expect. I always know what to expect. So you can control it. You just sit there and just have to take it, man. Feeling like a bitch. Trend makes you a bitch.
Well, you know, that's like I said. That's
all that damn progesterone.
That's how we feel. That's how you're gonna spell it? Asshole boyfriend? No. Well, you
ASO.
can't.
ASO.
It just has to be ass because like that people will say it's ass.
ASOE.
ASO.
Boyfriend. AMSR.
I love that idea. I think that's great. I think that's great.
Make another channel like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious. Well, you can make because I did offshoot channels from our. I don't know. I'm sure there's a limit to how many you can do like offshoot. I mean, it's its own channel, but you can have pretty much a whole bunch of different channels like on the same account. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I could just like start a new one.
Okay.
But I mean, if you really want to do it, if you're gonna put in, like I said, it's a lot of work. You know that, right?
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
I'm just saying, it's a cool idea. It's a good idea.
It has to be a totally separate channel, though, so we can keep all the money separate, so we know how much money it's making.
Well, see, that's a problem.
That's the problem.
That's going to have to be a different...
And which means it takes forever to get it monetized, too, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, not forever, but you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can monetize it. Well, the thing about it, though, is that... monetization, like I could start a new channel just on the same account.
Yeah.
But then all the money just gets lumped together because it's the same Google AdSense account because that's how you get paid. So you'd need like a new Google AdSense account.
But do you get see, this is the problem. If they could follow it back to 13 o'clock, then the joke isn't as effective. I would think, because they go, oh, okay, that dude's that dude. That dude's a co-host and shit. He's fucking with me. It's got to be something that it just seems to be something on its own. But that is kind of a good idea. Well, maybe you shouldn't. Well, don't like show your face then. They don't do. No, I'd show the face. Maybe you should just do audio. No, I'm gonna show my face. The face is gonna be part of it. Well, I'm just saying that if you were that worried about it, then maybe like you wouldn't. You could just do audio. I don't care if they know that it's me. I don't want a stranger to know that I'm a host on another show. Oh, okay, yeah. Because then they can't. It kind of like it's giving them behind the scenes peek. I'm gonna fuck with them. Right. You know what I'm talking about? I want to fuck with them. I don't really want them to know who I am. I just want them to know me just from that channel. Okay. Just from that channel. Yeah, I gotcha. So it's a unique experience, see? But it is kind of maybe a better idea to do it the way, because you have instant monetization. The other way to do it is you make like 5 or 6 videos, all right? And we put the channel up, and it would probably get 1,000. It probably would get 1,000 subscribers pretty quick. Maybe. I mean, you know, ASMR is like pretty popular. Even the smallest ones are big. But a lot of people, yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. But right. I mean, that's a different angle on it. Mm-hmm. So some people might like, and it's funny. Yeah. So I think people might. It'll be comedy, but it will be AMSR. It'll be comedy though. But I don't want them to know it's comedy. Right. You know, right? They're gonna have to figure it out what I'm doing. I'm just fucking with them. I mean, they probably know, like, just because it's called Asshole Boyfriend. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I mean, you'd think that I don't know comedy. If I'll ever say the channel name. They just have to read it and realize what it's saying. Oh my god. I'll LARP on them. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a funny idea. Yeah. Although I'm gonna be real rough. Be real rough. You gotta be real rough. Yeah. Hello, my friends. It's good to see y'all. As ugly as y'all are, I'm still happy to see you. First of all, when's the last time y'all showered? Y'all stink. Don't they? Yeah, I mean, but like say like you're talking to one person. Yeah. Because like I said, the whole theming. Like it's got to be one thing. You got to keep with the theme. I'd have to get into the role. Yeah. And each video would have a different theme. Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah, you could just talk about, the weight gain video. Or
you're getting too fat.
Or the you're not going out looking like a hoe video. Or
like shit like that. Bitch, you too fat. That's the name of it. You ain't going nowhere. That's another one.
You ain't going nowhere.
Are you pregnant? That's another one. Who got you pregnant? That kind of shit.
Actually, that would be the good name of it.
Yeah.
Who got you pregnant?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a hilarious idea.
Yeah, and I'll be like in a wife beater like this, and some of them fucking unshaven with fucking oil and grease and shit, like I'm all dirty. On some of them, just depending on what it is.
Yeah, so you could
just rough.
So you kind of look like a
scum.
Scumbag.
Like a scum. Yeah.
I like this idea.
Yeah, all sexy scumbag. So come here, woman. Turn around. Who gave you that dress?
I do. I like this idea. I like this idea. It's a good concept, and I don't think it's been done. I mean, it could have been done.
I looked for it and didn't see it.
I don't know, but
I looked for something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. I've seen some ASMR videos, but they're usually pretty.
I could do a military theme.
I don't know if they're serious, but some of them are. Yeah. But
and one video is your ex-military boyfriend says you need to work out. That's another one. Your ex-military boyfriend says you a piece of shit, or something crazy like that. I have to talk. I have to craft those titles.
Yeah, if there's an art, there's an art
to it. It's almost gonna be like a Chuck Tingle of AMSR, but it's you understand exactly what.
Yeah.
You can envision it. She knows me, so she knows what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, or how I can.
I like the Chuck Tingle angle too, because that dude is a fucking genius. Yeah. I'm sorry, but a genius.
Yeah.
Hey, look, full-time dead. Hello from your favorite Circle K girl.
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up?
This is a girl who works at Circle K. We see her coming back from the club.
When we go in there to get sandwiches after we come back from
buying microwave sandwiches.
Well, you get microwave sandwiches. I get cold ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're usually kind of drunk, but I think we were pretty drunk.
Yeah, we're not going out tonight. We're staying in.
Yeah, Yeah. But yeah, are you home? Didn't you say that you weren't going to work on weekends anymore or something? I thought she said that. But I don't remember. Zach says, Jenny, solve a problem. Uh-oh. I've been called upon.
Good.
I'm trying to come up with a plausible amateur investigation into a missing person for a story, and I don't know how to tackle it. Are you talking about you want a justification for a character to do, an amateur investigation? I mean, they could be a relative, or they could be a private investigator or something like that. I mean, I would think maybe a relative would be the easiest to understand. Maybe that's their sister or something like that. I mean, I know it's been done before, but there's a reason it's been done before, because it's something that's believable and would probably happen. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, though. What are you... Oh.
What?
I thought Pookie was back there. I guess you kicked my chair.
My hand hit the chair.
Gramthars says, since you's up, go get me another beer.
What are you talking about?
Your channel that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So he's giving you some ideas.
It's all kinds of stuff. Possessive boyfriend says... Possessive boyfriend says you can't see that guy. That's there's all kinds of stuff. You can't be... possessive boyfriend says... You're not going anywhere. That's one of the things.
Yeah, that was one of the things. You're not leaving this house.
You're not leaving this house. Yeah, right. That's one. I'll come up with all kinds of shit. Yeah.
You're not leaving this house. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, I'm like, that's a concept that could totally work.
I have all different.
Well, because I've known you for such a long time, and it's that is exactly right in your wheelhouse. No, I'm just saying that you'd be really good at just sitting there
taking a piss,
coming up with all of this stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Full-time Dad says, I'm luckily off tonight for a change, using the husband's account to watch you guys. Oh, we're so glad that,
who said that?
The Circle K girl.
Okay, yeah, okay.
We're so glad that you're here. That's so cool. Yeah, we just saw her last Friday when we were buying some sandwiches. I always buy the same thing. I get chicken salad and cranberry, and then a little mini can of Pringles.
Yeah.
Kaylin Higgins says, ASMR has never worked on me. Probably a form of misophonia. I guess is it misophonia? Misophonia. When people talk directly into my ear. Yeah, it's not. I get it, but I don't think it doesn't really do anything for me either. You know what I mean?
It only works on me if there's an accent. If the person has an accent, they don't have an accent.
Does it matter what kind of accent or just any?
If it's Asian accent? Or it's like Chinese or Korean, or Japanese, that accent, that's relaxing. Nobody else really can do it.
I mean, I don't mind it. It's like, it doesn't like bother me or anything like that, but it's like, it doesn't really, because I kind of feel like some people get really into it, like, ooh, it's really relaxing. To be honest, like, I don't like any noise when I'm sleeping. You know what I mean?
There's something about...
It's too distracting. Like, it'll just wake me up.
And it's not just like an accent, like a French accent, that's not going to fucking do it, or a German. It's there's something about the mispronunciations that is relaxing. I don't know, maybe... Partially kind of growing up in Korea, maybe.
That's what I was going to say, because you lived there for a little while.
You're hearing these common mispronunciations that they did.
That's really interesting. Yeah. And maybe it maybe it's kind of like reminding you
going back to an earlier
of a period in your life that you like really enjoyed or was really relaxing. Have you tried the Wawa turkey dinner sub? It has turkey and cranberry on it. I haven't, but it's like people keep telling me, because man, all those like Thanksgiving sandwiches, those are the shit. But it's like everybody tells me like how good Wawa stuff is, but I've never been there. We have ones around here. Well, actually, I don't know. Where's the closest Wawa to here? I don't even know. I mean, closest thing is Circle K, obviously. But we have 2 Circle Ks, actually, just like a mile from our house. But we have Wawas, but I've never been in there. But I know a lot of people like really like their stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you. Got more ice. Our little ice maker is... Yeah, so there's a Wawa in Mount Dora on 441. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we passed it at some point, but I've never been... I don't think I've ever been in a Wawa in my whole entire life, which is crazy.
They're good. They got all kinds of stuff in there.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's just kind of like nowadays, you can't just be... I mean, unless you're out in the sticks in the middle of nowhere and you don't have a choice of where to go, but it's like... Convenience stores, you can't really have like shitty food anymore, really. You know what I mean? You have to like kind of step your game up because everybody else did.
Yeah, even Circle K is pretty good.
I've honestly, to be honest, like whenever we're kind of like inebriated and we're kind of like always stop at Circle K because, like I said, it's right there by the house.
Yeah.
And so we stop there to get sandwiches, and I've always got like cold sandwiches. I usually get chicken salad and cranberry or egg salad or something like that, and every single one of those has been delicious. Like the bread is like super pillowy soft and all nice and fresh. Yeah. Really good.
Yeah, and Circle K is nothing really all that special. It's about like 7-Eleven. I would think that some 7-Elevens, actually, some of the 7-Elevens are even nicer. Although there are some nice Circle Ks out there. A lot of it has to do with the location.
Yeah, because we're kind of out in a rural area.
Yeah, and these are old Circle Ks that they have here. They've been here for a long time. A couple of decades, some of them.
Yeah, and we have, like I said, we have 2 like right across like catty corner from each other.
Yeah.
Which I'm not quite sure why they did that, but I
guess
traffic
going either way, man.
I guess traffic going either way, but yeah, it is kind of weird. But I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Like 7-Eleven, I used to eat stuff from 7-Eleven all the time because it was one like right next door to my work. Like it was literally across the parking lot.
Wawa's pretty good, but up the road there's a racetrack. Racetrack's real nice.
I don't know if I've ever... Yeah, I've seen them, but I don't know if I've ever been... So I've gotten gas at them, but I don't think I've ever gone in there and, like, bought food.
That racetrack that they have up there is kind of like going into Starbucks, but you can, like, buy a little bit of groceries and stuff. You know what I mean? There's coolers in there, but they have, like, fresh sandwiches and food. And I think there's, like, a salad bar or some shit like that. Something was there. Maybe not a salad bar.
That's the thing. It's like they gotta fucking...
It was kind of, you know... Although Circle K kind of has that, too. Places, I think they have, like, little nachos. She can tell you. I think there was nachos and cheese and all that.
Well, and the 7-Eleven I used to go to had kind of like a small little cooler that had like all fresh food. They had like little salads and fruit and like little packages that had like nuts and cheese and stuff like that.
That's what Racetrack had. We passed a Racetrack on the back of Mannequins. On the right. We're across the street from McDonald's, right before I-4.
Yeah, that's right.
On the right is a huge racetrack.
That's right. I don't think I've ever been to that one though.
Yeah. Brand new.
Victor says, one time I fell asleep to ASMR playing on YouTube, then woke up all scared when it auto-played to videos of 911 calls. What a weird thing for it to go to afterward. You would think that ASMR, it would like just go to another ASMR video, but I don't know. Kaylin said, what's the nicest fast food place you've ever been to? Ooh.
Panera.
Well, that's not fast food. That's considered fast casual.
Okay.
Those are two different classes. That's like in the same class as like Chipotle.
Okay.
Because you go up and you order food and you take it, and then you take it. It's not like they don't have a drive-through or anything like that. I think some Paneras have a drive-through, but I don't think most of them
We got
do.
kick-ass McDonald's here, man.
I love Panera.
They're pretty
though.
McDonald's. The food is good.
Yeah, it's all right.
You can order on touch screens now. You don't have to wait in line. The interiors are pretty nice. And McDonald's is always the same. It's consistent. Okay, that's one of the things.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
kind of
about
one of their big things.
Like sometimes I just want a Big Mac. I said, just give me 2 Big Macs. So you don't want any sides? I said, no. Just 2 Big Macs. That's it. They'll sit there and just wolf those things down. And it's the secret sauce, all that lettuce. For some reason, I think that's what's attracted me to that sandwich. You could probably take one of those meat patties off. I probably wouldn't even notice it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I saw a short video earlier today that was... There's a really good channel that I'm subscribed to. I think it's called Weird History Food. And they had, like, cool fast food shit from, like, around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, you know, it's the same fast food chains that we have, but they have, like, different shit. And one of the things they had was McDonald's in... Where the fuck was this? God damn it. Now I can't remember. I think it was in Italy. Oh, it was in Italy. McDonald's in Italy has a Nutella burger.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it's a dessert burger. It's not like an actual hamburger.
Okay.
But it's, like, kind of a slightly sweeter bun with, like, Nutella on it. It actually looks really good. And I think there was one McDonald's, and I think it was in... Fuck. I want to say it was Singapore, but I could be wrong. They had... You could order the French fries, but the French fries had, like, was it chocolate syrup and, like, pumpkin spice on them?
Sounds terrible.
No, I was like, no, that sounds really good. They said that's... Well, because...
French fries have salt on them or sugar?
Salt. Well, see, salt and chocolate is really, really good together.
Yeah, I'd have to try it. Yeah.
Like, I
used
to get some...
blasphemy, man.
No. Like, sometimes I got, like, for a while, like, this one mail order place, I used to get chocolate-covered potato chips. Like, chocolate-covered potato chips are delicious. And so when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I mean, the French fries are so good just on their own that it almost seems a shame to put something on. But I think that would be kind of good because, like I said, salty potatoes, like potato chips and stuff like that, are really good, like with chocolate on them. So, I don't know. It sounded kind of good to me.
Most of the McDonald's locations in Florida, especially around the more popular areas, touristy areas, Orlando and stuff, they're real good. Burger King sucks here. It's very mediocre. We go because they just basically give that shit away for free if you have coupons.
It's cheap and it's
Real
like
cheap.
on our way to...
It's on our way to to places like
the movie
theaters.
theater and stuff
Right.
like that. It's like...
But it's very mediocre. I haven't been to a Wendy's here. I
always thought Wendy's was pretty decent.
Yeah,
I like Wendy's better than Burger King, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. What else was good here in terms of fast food? She took me to Del Taco. I haven't been to a Del Taco since I was out in California, but the Del Taco here was fucking great. It's just that it's far, real far.
We only have 2 Del Tacos,
Yeah.
as far as I know. There's one in Winter Park, way the fuck over by UCF, and I don't even remember where the other one is. Like, because I used to go to that Del Taco, not all the time, but it's like I had a friend that lived out over there, and we would go there, you know, after the club if we were going back to her house. So we would go there, but... And that's kind of like close to where I used to live when I lived by myself, but it's really, really far from here.
It's American tacos, but they're good, okay? They're not like a Mexican taco. I would say they're Cal-Mex tacos that have been even more Americanized. But they blows fucking Taco Bell out of the water. Much better. Like 3 times. Taco Bell's the same thing over and over again, just in a different shape and different quantities.
But you have to give them props for like coming up with it. It's like, look, we have like 5 different ingredients and we just put them in different configurations and just name them something else. Yeah. It works. Their stuff's okay. I'm not like a huge Taco Bell fan, but yeah.
Taco Bell was great when you could get like 20 tacos for $5. Because the only thing that I like are just the regular tacos.
Like the hard tacos
just
or the
regular
soft tacos?
hard taco. the things that they used to be for 30 cents each. Remember those back when we were kids? Like 25 cents for a fucking taco. Like, yeah, $5 and here's 20 of them in a big old fucking basket. Sit there and just with that cheap picante hot sauce. It's like White Castle, you know. Which I like White Castle and Crystal. Those were the original hamburgers.
I like them too sometimes. I mean, they give me really bad heartburn, but
I like them.
It must be the onions.
They're even better when you're drunk.
Well, that's true of most food like that.
If you laid out all kinds of good fucking food, if I'm drunk, I'd probably give me the White Castles.
I probably would too. Not
give me 9 of them or 10 of them. You know,
it would either be that or honestly, when I'm drunk, you know what I usually want? I want a fucking breakfast buffet.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want some fucking, I want breakfast an omelet food. And like some pancakes and some waffles with whipped cream on it.
It was great because on our way back from the club, back before COVID, and the fucking, I guess the normal world ended. The McDonald's right there near our house on our old house on the way back from the club started to do egg McMuffin at night, and I get like 2 or 3 of them.
They did breakfast food all night, and we were like hallelujah, because that's what I always wanted.
Shit. Yeah,
it's like all I want is a sausage McMuffin with egg when I'm drunk, and maybe a hash brown.
So we come back from the club, lay up in that big fucking king size fucking Posturepedic fucking air mattress bed that I had back then before that thing fell apart eventually.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore.
We don't have it anymore. I'd probably get another one. Those things are expensive.
We just left it at the old house because...
No, I threw it away.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Couldn't leave it there. Had to take it apart, and then they broke it up and they took it.
Oh, okay.
It didn't have much life left in it anyway. All the wood started to warp in it, and the fucking mattresses started to spring leaks. And
We'd had it a long time.
Yeah, I had to go in there and fucking patch it. But that fucking bed was great when it was... before it got too old. But anyway... we'd sit up there in that big king-size bed watching Dan Bell on the fucking...
Yeah, because we always just put Dan Bell on, because I'm like, well, that's always like... His voice is just so relaxing. Right. Well, see, there's another ASMR thing.
Eating Meg McMuffins.
Dan Bell doesn't even have an ASMR channel, but his voice is just kind of like very, very soothing.
I try to molest her and shit. She'd go, nah, what are you talking about?
Not always. Well, a lot of times I'm like, now I'm all greasy, and I'm like super drunk, and I'm like super tired.
McDonald's grease and big old fucking
because usually it was like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Greasing them boobs up.
And I'm just like, ew.
Smacking. Okay, go ahead. It was fun time.
Victor said, I ate it.
Looking at us. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, she's always like, huh?
What? What is that?
She always makes that face. She always looks surprised at stuff.
She doesn't understand anything.
Like when she walks in, she
can't believe it. She can't fucking believe it. Yeah.
That's funny. She's always like that. Yeah. Victor says, I ate at McDonald's in Paris and was disappointed that they didn't have Royale with cheese.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't do that anymore. What do they call it then?
Yeah. That was the quarter pounder. Trying to think.
Now, see, I'm going to say the Big Mac is okay, but I'm going to say the real unsung MVP of McDonald's hamburger menu is the quarter pounder. I would argue that the quarter pounder is better than the Big Mac.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but, well, that's the thing about opinions. Like, different
so.
people. There's no objective reality here. I'm just saying that it's like, I think the quarter pounder is better. Although, honestly, if I'm
the double quarter pounder is pretty good.
Well, yeah. I'm talking about, but the thing about it, though, is, like, if I'm going to McDonald's, like, if I want a hamburger, I'll usually get a quarter pounder. With or without cheese, I don't really care either way. But... honestly, I like their crispy chicken sandwiches, the one with the club, the one with the tomato and lettuce and all the veggies on it and stuff like that. I like that. So if I'm going to get like a sandwich, I'll usually get that. Or the fish, fillet of fish is good too, but the double fillet of fish is better.
So they're asking what's the best fast food in Florida?
Oh, and Tammy said, does your McDonald's serve biscuits and gravy? No. Oh, we honestly...
They fuck us over with the breakfast food. They fuck us over with breakfast food. But I'm talking about the interiors and the quality of what they do give you is nice here. It's always hot. Or at least the locations we go to. You know, they were over near our house, and we lived in a real nice area, so they had
it depends on the location, like everything else. Because the thing about it is franchising, who's managing it, you know, all that other kind of stuff. So if it's in kind of like a really nice neighborhood, you know,
nice or newer area,
or a newer neighborhood,
nice area, so everything's
then
fucking high
yeah,
tech,
it's probably gonna be like slightly nicer. it's probably going to be nicer because the standards would be
Yeah,
higher.
the older areas, they're going to just be run down. You know what I mean? And the energy really isn't there. And
There's Pookie. Hi,
what's
sweetie.
up? The money isn't. Older, run down areas, the money and the revenue isn't there to keep up.
Yeah,
nice
so it's like they
businesses.
don't
So
really have
they
the
don't
money
invest
to
any
like.
money in it. Yeah.
Well, that they probably don't have the money
don't have
to
it.
invest. They don't
Right.
to like fix things up or shit
Well,
like
they're like,
that.
why
So
should we
it's
put
like-
money in this? The fucking business is petering out. You know what I mean? Nothing's permanent here in America. Nothing.
I think that's what
Everything's
happened
temporary.
to the Burger King
Yeah.
that we always went to.
Yeah.
And the burger, it's not in a terrible area. It's just it's in a real built up. I mean, it was in pretty much the same kind of area. There's like a really nice restaurant there. There's a Starbucks. There's a bunch of other shit. But that Burger King has been there. It's right off of I-4.
Yeah. Remember in fucking Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future, fucking Marty wanted to move over to Hilldale, and that's his dream house was in the new housing complex that they were building. I think it was called Hilldale, wasn't it?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
He wants to, his dream is to have that damn 4x4 and to marry that girl and go live in that housing complex. And it's fucking awesome, as it's being built. And then he goes into a fucking parallel dimension, parallel timeline 20 years down the road, and that place is the fucking hood. It's fucked up. They got crime scene fucking tape and shit, and all the cars are fucked up. A lot of them in the United States is like that. They'll build an area that was nice in the 80s, but now that place is a rat's nest, because the business that fueled that area is gone now, so the people that made money moved away, and then that all became lower income and not worth as much, so they didn't treat it as well. And then people who don't work for a living are in there. They can't afford anything, and it just everything just falls apart.
I mean, some of those people work for a living. They just work like shitty jobs that don't pay
Shitty
that
jobs
much.
don't pay anything, so they can't keep up with anything because they can't pay bills and then do upkeep at the same. And why worry about upkeep when your neighbor's house is a fucking rat's nest? You know what I mean? Your shit could look awesome as fuck. It's not gonna change property value just because of that area. So, the United States, nothing's permanent. Everything's temporary. You have to be able to move because the economy is constantly moving around.
But see, that's the shitty thing. A lot of people can't. I mean,
Yep.
moving is expensive.
Yeah, but, life isn't about making things easy for you. It's the struggle of survival, just like the damn fucking animal kingdom. And then you have a ruling class and leadership that gives a fuck about you. They only care about the money that they're making over in China. All right? And it'll continue to be that way until y'all stop it. And y'all won't stop it. You're not smart enough. That's just how it is. They know what they're doing. That's the predatory class. And the predatory class at the very top are also parasites. They don't really do anything. When they talk about these poor people being parasites, no. It's those rich people. Those are the true parasites.
Well, yeah, duh. They're not the ones working for a
They're
living.
sucking
are
us all dry.
John Gora said, I get sick after 5 McDonald's fries. Feel hungover the next day. Aw, I feel sorry for you. I mean, I really do like McDonald's fries.
Oh, those are the best French fries you can get is McDonald's.
And I mean,
They patented the damn French fry.
I mean, French fries.
Yeah.
All French fries are pretty good.
All the big chains have decent French fries, but I
Honestly,
give it to
this
McDonald's.
might be a slightly controversial opinion. I kind of like slightly soggy French fries. I like soggy more than crispy.
No, I like a mixture. I like.
And I
crispy.
like big
Yeah.
French fries. Like I will remember, like way a long time ago. I don't even know.
Well,
if they
shit,
still
that would
do
be
this.
Wendy's. I think it's like that.
No, I think Wendy's are kind of more. Well, wait, are Wendy's like bigger? I haven't been to
they're a little
Wendy's in a
bigger.
long time. But it's like a really long time ago. KFC used to have like big, like potato planks or potato wedges.
Yeah.
I'm into that because I really like the potato forward.
She was asking what's the best fast food. All right, and I'm gonna answer that. If Panera is not fast food,
That's fast casual. That's a
to
different
me-
class.
To me, I call that fast food, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you that and say, okay. That's
No, I'm
not
just
fast
saying, like from an
Okay.
industry standpoint,
Okay.
that's considered a different class.
It's about the same though. It doesn't have a drive-through. I think that's the main difference.
Yeah, most of them don't. I do like
you sit
Panera
there-
a lot, though.
I would say
like
the best
Panera.
fast food would be Chick-fil-A. They got great different fries, real good sandwiches. They're taking your order as you're driving up to the window. So they got girls down in there taking their orders. You'll see a huge line 4 cars wide. All right, going out fucking 10 cars deep, and that's only like a couple minutes wait. That's how fast they can get a bunch of traffic in and out of a fucking well-oiled Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A kicks ass. Really good employees, good food. That chicken sandwich is super good, even though that they've changed it. It used to be a damn pressure cooked chicken patty with fucking dough around it. What am I calling it? Crust.
Breading.
Now it's baked, but it used to be pressure cooked in oil. I made them for Jenny. This is how
you can make them at home.
You can make them at home. You take a chicken breast and you soak it at least one night in pickle juice. Yeah. That's what they're doing. They take it out, egg wash, roll it in flour that's been salted and seasoned flour, which is salt and pepper. Put it in a pressure cooker. Pour like 2 cups of oil in it and pressure cook them all. You might have like six of them in there, 4 or 5 of them in there. Only for like a couple minutes, and then when the pressure goes down, you pull them out, and they're perfect. That was the old school Chick-fil-A patty, and you just put them on a steamed bun with a pickle, and that shit's fucking good with mayo, man.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they add new things, but they try to keep their menu as small as possible.
Yeah,
which
if you do not soak that chicken breast in pickle juice at least one night, you will not have that Chick-fil-A taste. Not the one I remember.
That's how they get that.
That's how they get that.
Yeah, they brine it.
Yep.
And like you said, back in the old days, because I remember eating there as a kid because there was one in the mall, and my grandma always liked to eat there.
Yeah.
And they did used to pressure cook them.
Pressure cooked in
oil. But
I
don't think they do that anymore.
No, not anymore. They're trying to make it more low fat, and that's kind of a harder, slower way of doing it. They're just pre-cooking them all, baking them. They must have some kind of air fryer. It's probably what they're using.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of them that way. But no, if you want the old school Chick-fil-A, that shit was pressure cooked in oil, which I didn't know that was possible until I researched how they did that. And I've done it.
Which, it's a lot more fattening, but as with most things, it's more fattening, therefore it tastes better.
And they recommend.
That's just because the universe hates us. That's how that works.
And they recommended peanut oil, if I remember correctly. I think peanut oil was the oil that they used.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Zach says, I'm always interested in different types of fast food in other countries. Some of it sounds really good. Yeah, I mean, I see some of these videos sometimes that it's like, hey, like in other countries they have this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, God damn it, when are we going to have that? Honestly, like, I would eat the shit out of French fries with like chocolate and pumpkin spice stuff on there. I would eat that. And they had this other thing too. I think this was also in Asia somewhere. But was it Pizza Hut or Domino's? I can't remember. I think it was Pizza Hut. But they had like pizzaception. They had like a pizza inside a pizza.
Yeah.
Whereas like the pizza was like this, like a normal pizza. But then like you would kind of come in, there was like toppings and whatnot. And then like inside of it, there was like another pizza. So there was like another crust in there with like different shit on it, like in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they had that. I'm like, it's funny because that shit sounds like so fucking American, but some of the shit that like other fast food places in other countries have sounds like way more American than American shit. Our shit's boring over here, like compared, because like I've seen some of the shit over there. I'm like, God damn it, why don't we have that? Holy shit, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, they have a different market there because the American market for fast food is pretty kind of low income. People don't want to spend a whole lot of money in a fast food joint because they're not exotic here. That's just normal shit. In another country, something like a McDonald's for certain countries is seen as something foreign and exotic. So that market is willing to drop $20 a person in something that you get out of McDonald's. So they could sell them anything exotic. Japan sells shit at KFC that they would never sell here.
That's true.
Japan's got some crazy ideas, but they do. It is pretty good, evidently. Like, okay, the Japanese, they want, I think it's either Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving. I don't remember which one it was. I think it's Christmas dinner. And for Christmas dinner, and they don't have Christmas. They're not Christians, okay? But they celebrate Christmas. It caught on like a fad.
Well, because it's fun.
Yeah. But they think for Christmas you eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. So Kentucky Fried Chicken promotes Christmas themes.
They lean into that.
And when you're in Japan, KFC owns Christmas. And it was a good idea. They've been doing that for a long time. That isn't anything new. And it's because evidently like the president of KFC Japan grew up in the United States. I think he actually went to Harvard University. And all of his college years he spent here, and that one of the things he liked was Christmas. So he helped take that to Japan and catered to it. And evidently, Christmas was brought to Japan through KFC. That was, they promoted Christmas.
Made it a bigger deal. Huh?
No, I made it a big deal.
Yeah.
It's Christmas time. Come get some chicken. And if you look at the chicken that they sold, it is kind of like a turkey dinner that Americans would eat at Christmas, kind of. They sell a lot of the same sides. They've just substituted the turkey for chicken.
Yeah.
Which,
like I said, it's not that weird.
No.
I mean, I think that if you
it's
were
weird to us when we think about it.
Well, no, because I kind of feel like if somebody told me, it's like, oh, we had chicken, we had a Christmas dinner, and it's like we went to KFC and had it catered, and you just had fried chicken, but then you had like mashed potatoes and I'm like, most of that shit is like similar to what we would eat, so it's like I don't think that would be like.
I think they have stuffing and cranberry sauce with it. You know what I mean? Which that would work.
Yeah, why not?
That would work with fried chicken.
It's still poultry.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it's fried, but at Thanksgiving, like some people deep fry their turkeys nowadays.
Turkey, right, yeah.
So you know what I mean? I don't think it's that strange. I don't think it's that strange.
Well, it's just I think it's strange that KFC brought Christmas to Japan. In other words, a lot of Japanese were almost kind of KFC and Christmas are synonymous in the mind of a lot of Japanese. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Which that kind of happened to here in the United States in terms of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola seemed to have owned Christmas. This goes back all the way to like the 20s and the 30s. Because evidently Coca-Cola was kind of responsible for reviving Christmas. Christmas wasn't really a thing in the early 1900s. I mean, it was around, but it wasn't a big fucking corporate national holiday. And Coca-Cola started to make signs with Santa Claus on them. Big fat Santa Claus with the red suit, which is evidently a Coca-Cola invention.
Partly.
Was the fat Santa.
Partly.
Yeah. Or at least they made that popular.
Yeah. That's like a whole fascinating history, like how that's kind of...
So, Santa Claus brought to you by the Coca-Cola Company.
Well, the thing about Christmas was that what a lot of people maybe don't know is that Christmas was actually, in the early days of the United States, was illegal Christmas celebrations for Puritans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because,
well, they didn't believe in celebrating
sacrilegious
all kind of pagan holidays and shit.
Yeah, because it was seen as a pagan holiday. It didn't really catch on, I feel like, until the late 19th century.
It became Christianized.
Yeah. Let's see. Full-Time Dad says, well, with the $40 I spent on dinner tonight, I could get 2 days worth of food from fast food. Yeah, you probably could. The pricing for cooking yourself is astronomical. Yeah, I guess it depends on what you make. Like, I'm really fascinated by...
Also depends on where you live.
That, too. I mean,
it's getting high here compared to what it was, but it's nowhere near as high as it is in California.
I'm always really fascinated by channels that kind of are like, feed yourself for $10 this week or something like that. That's like extreme budgets. I'm really interested, like, to see what they come up with, like what you can eat for like not that much money. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because, I lived alone and I didn't have a lot of money for a while, and it's like it's just interesting how, like, what different stuff you can make with like kind of really, really cheap ingredients. I mean, not surprisingly, a lot of it has to do with like beans and rice because those things are like pretty cheap to buy in bulk. But, it's kind of interesting the shit they come up with. I'm just always really interested. I'm interested in how people take limitations like that and like do creative shit with it. I guess that's why I'm interested in that kind of stuff.
I'm pretty concerned with nutrition though. And if it's not protein, it's not really all that food-like. Just based on what I see in, say, like Dollar General store, the best proteins you can get for cheap right now are still canned tuna and Spam. And people hold their nose up at Spam because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Spam is a good cut of meat. It's pork shoulder. All right, it's just been deboned and cooked in that can. The problem with Spam is that it's got a lot of brine in it, so it tends to be real salty. But they have a lot of different flavors. I got fucking teriyaki flavors and all kinds of stuff I have in storage. The Spam was the original MRE. And it's fucking pure protein. And a soldier would eat the whole fucking can of Spam at one sitting because you couldn't reclose the can.
Man,
back
I'm
up.
sweating just thinking about that.
Yeah, eat the whole thing. Yeah, but you know, they were in combat.
I know, but I'm just
saying. And they
saying.
probably only ate once a day and maybe didn't eat every day, depending on what battle they were in. But, no. So I'm looking at what they have down there, you know, and some of the stuff I buy, because I start stockpiling stuff just in case. Like I got the Spam singles. You can get them for $1.50, which is kind of high for the amount of Spam that's in there. But it's flat, and it's in metal packaging that's as good as an MRE. So you could carry that with you in a pack. But I got cans, too. And then Velveeta is also selling metal foil packs of cheese sauce, which is whey protein. Which is just like they used to give us shit like that, similar to the army. We'd eat it on crackers, or we would put it in a ramen if we were cooking, which is not an MRE, but we would carry ramen with us too, and cook it up in canteen cups. And you had to have some kind of protein. Well, that Velveeta cheese is protein. Same thing you make out of protein shakes. So those things are only $1 a pack. There's all kinds of stuff out there that if you pay attention to the back, they're worthwhile. I'd rather have Vienna sausage than, which that's fucking bottom of the barrel right there. But the packaging is correct. It's indestructible. It's a single kind of serving, and you are getting some protein in there for $1 something. I'd rather have that than beans. And then you get Beanie Weenie. It's another one. And you want something that has a pull top on it. So most of the stuff I get for any kind of survival or camping stuff has to have a pull top. You can carry a can opener. So a lot of my knives have fucking can openers on them. You can get good with it, but it's nice to just have a pull top. But no, everything's getting expensive. I can't believe that eggs are as expensive as they are. And
well, that was one thing, because I've been watching a couple of the women that I watch. They haven't been getting as many eggs. A lot of times they'll just get fewer, and they'll just like make them stretch farther. But one thing they like to do, not so much with stuff that'll last forever, but they're just talking about, hey, how can you eat for a week on just going to Dollar General or whatever. A lot of the time, what they'll do for meat is they'll get one of those little chubs of like turkey sausage or pork sausage, and they'll use that in like 3 different meals. You know what I mean? Because they can use that in a lot of stuff too. But like tuna's good too. Full-Time Dad says, I'm making a potato soup with mushrooms, kale, sausage, carrots, and onions in heavy cream and chicken broth. Okay. That actually sounds
good.
Delicious. Sounds I would eat the shit out of that.
Now, another thing is that dairy's starting to get expensive. And it's going to be expensive until this shit is ever over, which I don't really think it will be, not in my lifetime. But we're going to see. Anyway, I found recently that if you go to Walmart or a place like that, you can find powdered milk by Nido, which is real common in Central and South America. NIDO. Another one is Kilm. Kilm, which is milk spelled backwards, and they're Nestle and big brands that make those. And it's expensive, a big metal can of it. But when you actually kind of do the math, that makes several gallons of milk, but it lasts a lot longer. It doesn't require refrigeration, and you don't have a gallon of milk sitting in your refrigerator rotting away, because you're mostly going to use milk for recipes. So you're taking it out of there a spoonful at a time, making some milk to complete a recipe. Every now and then I'll drink it. It's good. It's just as good. I think it's just, if you have you can make it a little bit thicker, and I think it's just as long as it's chilled, it's just as good as stuff that came out of a carton. You can tell there's a difference, but
I mean, I don't really drink milk out of a glass anymore, so I don't really care.
It's not that good for you. It's got a lot of lactic acid in it, which is not really all that good for you. But it is nutritious, especially in, if you're working hard. kind of like starvation stuff. But so I recommend powdered milks.
We've even gotten powdered coconut milk. You can get that at the Indian store for like the Indian spice store for like really cheap.
And I found a way to order it too.
Because we used to get that. We used to get like big boxes of like the powdered coconut milk, and that would last for like ages.
Yeah, and that's for making things like Thai curry.
Yeah, because you can you put it in a fucking measuring cup with like hot water and just like mix it up.
You can make some coconut milk and then you put it into a recipe.
Yeah. Linwood Sly, how you doing? Mannequins Lounge, 407 Sanford Avenue is where you guys visit in case I'm in town one day. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
it's in downtown Sanford, which is a nice little place. It's tiny. There's just like a couple blocks, but there's like some cool shit down there.
That place is packed most of the time.
On weekend nights, yeah. Well, because there's a lot of restaurants and there's a lot of bars and there's a lot of stuff down there. Mannequins, and it's kind of just like a nice little area.
Mannequins has become kind of like a local novelty / attraction.
When we went there last Friday, this was crazy. Like, because usually we get there Friday. We got there slightly later than usual, but not really. And usually when we get there, it takes a while, like, for it to fill up. But when we got there last Friday night, there was a ton of people there already.
Scantily clad baby bats.
And
jocks,
apparently,
bikers,
it was just kind of like, there was a contingent of very, very young goths in there.
Yeah.
And most of whom I had never seen before.
You're right.
And they knew all the shit, man. Because he played like some old stuff. He played like old Ministry, old Cramps. It's like they knew all that shit.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
They knew the Ramones. They knew all the words. They were just like just singing along and jumping up and down. And I was like, that is like pretty awesome.
But if you go on Google and everything and just look up mannequins spelled with how do you spell MANNIKINS? I think it was.
It's just one N.
One N. Okay.
He spelled it all weird.
I don't know what it. I knew it was spelled weird anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not spelled like it would normally be spelled.
It's not spelled like it's
if you were using it like a real word.
Yeah. So, if you look at it's got real good reviews, and those are reviews from normies. They love it, because to them, a lot of people that go in there have never seen anything like that. The main nights are Friday and Saturdays. Friday is the main like goth night, and then there's little things.
Yeah, Friday is kind of more tends toward like goth and old like punk and stuff like that. Saturday nights is more kind of like everything.
Yeah,
like he'll just play whatever, like from stuff like that to.
I'm dressing dudes down in there too, man. They have these goth girls out there, and they're young, and these dude bros will fucking get drunk and jump out there and try to dance with them, and I'll fucking jump and go, oh, no, not with those shoes. Not with those shoes. And they can't say anything to me because I'm more jacked than them. And they're like, what? And this is your dad talking. Don't if you're going to come in here, you come in here with some game. Not with those shoes, man. Fucking, okay, man.
Come in here with the Crocs and like,
fucking Crocs and fucking white shoes and shit, looking like a jock boy. You're gonna grab those girls. They're not looking for you, dude.
Baggy khaki shorts.
I mean, they might be looking for you, but not dressed like that. You better understand the culture. You can't just come in here and throwing your fucking dick around on these fucking girls.
None of them can dance either.
They can't dance. They don't know the music. They don't know the culture. They don't know the dress code. Fucking white sneakers and shit.
Well, like I said, it's like if you're gonna, I don't know. I'm not a real like attention whore kind of person.
Yeah.
So what? Oh, okay.
Drink it. So I'm good.
All right.
Good. Sly's in there. What's up, Sly?
Ooh, that was like super lemony.
Yeah.
He mixed in some like country time, like powder, at the end because we didn't have any lemon juice. So I got all of it. I like lemon. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. But yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a real like attention whore kind of person, so I don't really like understand people that just come in somewhere and are like, "Hey, I'm here." You know what I mean? And they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna go in the middle of the dance floor and like start flailing my arms around and like acting like a jackass," and like everyone will admire me. I guess is what they think, but I don't know. So I don't really know what they're thinking. If indeed they're thinking anything at all. Maybe they aren't. that would explain a lot, actually. Yeah, okay, yeah, Sly said thank you guys. Yeah, that's where it is. It's, yeah, I mean, downtown Sanford, it's, like I said, it's tiny. It's only like a few blocks. But It's actually pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of really good restaurants, and there's a lot of German restaurants for some reason. I'm not really sure why. A lot of German restaurants. There's a really good used book and record store down there called Maya, I think it's called. It's 2 stories. It's like all books on the ground floor, and it's all records on the, vinyl records on the 2nd floor. And it's really, really cool. I've been in there a bunch of times. A lot of little, like, boutiques, like art gallery type stuff, and like places that have like cool little jewelry and places. It's really, really cool. Talking about Waffle House. Man, we haven't been to Waffle House in a long time. Waffle House, we used to... Thank you, Jeffy Art. I like your little workout. Is that a pear? Fist bump. It's the fist bump pear. Thank you. But we used to go to Waffle House a lot because it was on the way back to where Tom used to live. Like, before we moved in together, like, he lived in a townhouse in Altamont Springs. And there was a Waffle House just, like, right, like, maybe half a mile, like, up the street from where he lived. So that was open all night, obviously. So we would usually stop in there. But, yeah, Waffle House is pretty good, too. What happened?
Making sure it mixed well enough. It's hard to mix,
It's all right. Like what I said, like that last like mouthful that I got was like
sending us money. Thank you.
Yeah, was like super lemony, but that's okay. I think it's a pear. It looks like a pear. That's what I thought it was. It's like a pear with legs. He's super cute though. I like his little face and his little lover boy headband. I'm into that. Oh my god! I started watching a show. I just like started watching this randomly on Netflix last night because I was bored and I was just kind of like, oh, what's this? Because I love fucking cooking shows. We'll see here. Okay. What's been happening is that I've been watching the latest season of Hell's Kitchen, the Gordon Ramsay show. But we don't have cable, so I usually watch it on Hulu. And a lot of times, because I think it comes on live like Wednesday night, maybe, like on whatever fucking channel it's on. So usually Hulu will have it the next night. So Hulu will show it, like, we'll have it on their Thursday night. But sometimes not, and I don't really know why. Sometimes it's there. Sometimes you gotta wait like several days. Sometimes it's like a week. I don't know. So last night I was like, ooh, maybe New Gordon's up. And I was like, oh, well, fuck me. It's not there. So, which pissed me off. So I went over to Netflix and I was like, what do they have like for cooking shows to sate my cooking show thing that I wanted to have. So I started watching this show called, I think it's called Snack versus Chef. Have you guys seen that? So it's like all these people and they come on to, and they're all like, and they're not, it's not a show like Nailed It, which actually I kind of like love that, which is just like a bunch of people that don't really know what they're doing. Like, it's like, here, make this awesome thing. And they're just like, ta-da, and it's just like really lame, which is funny, but it's like I usually like people that are actually like competent. So this show is actually like it's all chefs, food scientists, people that are in like product development, like food product development, stuff like that. And they bring them in and they're basically like, okay, there's 2 rounds. It's like, one, we're gonna give you a snack. It's like Flamin' Hot Cheetos or Oreos or something like that, and you have to replicate it. Like, they do that first, and then whoever gets the closest, like, they go ahead or whatever. And then they have to do their own snack food that is kind of like they can pretty much do whatever they want, but it has to have like one of the same cool things about the random snack that they picked. You know what I mean? So it's like I started watching that last night, and that is like super fun. And I didn't realize, I guess I did realize, but until I saw people like making them, that shit, like they made them like replicate Pringles. Man, they had a bitch of a time doing that. And because Pringles, as delicious as they are not easy to make. Well, I don't want to say like potato chips are easy to make, but they're much harder than actual potato chips because they're not just like sliced up potatoes that you deep fry.
It's paste.
They basically make a dough. They make a dough with cornstarch and like some other shit and potato flakes.
Yeah, potato flakes.
And then you have to like press it into the shape. And it's like the people on this show, like they didn't have a mold or anything like that. So they're trying to like replicate the fucking dough, and it was like breaking, or it was like too wet or too dry or something like that. It was
Read
like
what Gramthars said. He went to a Korean restaurant up in there. Read it up.
Where does it say? Hold on. Oh, Gramthars says, I ate a high-end Korean restaurant this week. Had a hot pot with pork, kimchi, ramen, and Spam. Yes, Spam. It's a national delicacy in Korea.
Yep.
Introduced. Yeah, it is. Well, they eat a lot of it in Hawaii, too.
Hawaii, a lot of islands.
I saw a street food, like that show Street Food, which is also on Netflix.
Japan eats a lot of it.
They did a Hawaii one, and they talked about Spam on there.
Yeah. Most island nations that deal with the West or that you know about, they eat a lot of Spam. And it's because, they don't have cattle there, and they were involved in the U.S. military in some way, and the U.S. government helped supply those islands with meat. And traditionally, back in the 50s and 40s and 50s, that was Spam, man. That was an MRE. That's the original MRE. Now, I grant it to you. It's a high-quality cut of meat. It's pork shoulder. It's not mystery meat, all right? That recipe was made by a fucking cordon bleu chef. The French dude fucking came up with that shit. It's a little too briny. The low sodium versions are a lot easier to eat. It's not very good cold. It's not good eating a block of that shit cold out of the can. The soldiers in the field did it. They were desperate. And I've been in that situation. When you're cold and fucking hungry, anything tastes good, basically. And that would taste real good when you were fucking starving. What you do with Spam is you slice it kind of thin and fry it. Get it crispy on the outside. If it's the high sodium version, you might want to, after it's fried, or when you're cooking it, try to get some water in there in the pan and then throw that water out. Try to get some of that salt out of it. Cook some of the salt out of it. And then once you've thrown that water out, go back to fry it, try to get a crisp back on it. Or you just offset that salt with something that's kind of sweet, if you have it. I like the regular low sodium Spam. The flavored Spam's real good. They even got chorizo flavored, like the Mexican sausage flavored. That's good.
They got everything
they got
flavored.
The jalapeno flavored. The turkey Spam's pretty good.
Have we ever had turkey Spam? I don't remember having that.
Yeah, you've had it.
Have I?
I don't think I gave it to you. I think
okay.
She won't accept Spam, so I eat it.
Well, even the low sodium Spam is too salty for me.
The flavored Spam, like teriyaki, though, isn't. It was only salty because that recipe came in a time when salt was one of the preservatives that they used. They thought they weren't really sure how good canning technology was, so they put a lot of salt in there.
Just in case.
Yeah. Canning technology has been mastered now. It's been proven. Even with inferior canning technology 100 years ago, you can open those cans, and as long as the seal was held, you can eat right out of that can. It's fine. 100 years.
I mean, it's probably not delicious, but it's not going to kill you.
It's okay, yeah. So modern canning technology is a lot better, and the food that they're putting in there is a lot better. And they added preservatives on top of that they didn't have 100 years ago. It wouldn't surprise me if a can of Spam made today would probably last 150 years.
Yeah, so in case of zombie apocalypse, we're all going to be fine.
So Fallout video game made it not be all that inaccurate where they're eating cram, which is Spam. You look at the can, it's cram.
Well, obviously they're we don't want to pay the rest.
Call that shit cram.
But you know what I mean.
And I think the cram was about 200 years old, 300 years old, maybe 200 years old. And they were still eating it. It'd probably make it.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt you.
And in the Fallout universe, they would have irradiated it, sent radiation through it to kill all the bacteria after the canning process. Sure. That would work too. That was some added fucking antibacteriological fucking treatment. Send that bitch through the middle of a nuclear reactor.
How is chipped beef on toast, Tom?
Good.
I'm not a big fan of chipped beef on toast.
Yeah.
Honestly, my grandmother used to make it a lot, and y'all are gonna laugh, but I took home ec in junior high school. I think it was 7th grade, and that was one of the things we made. All that shit on a shingle. That's what my grandpa called it.
All that shit. all that kind of stuff would fall into the category of kind of like Southern food, which means soul food, because Southern whites and blacks ate the same food. When black people moved more north after the Civil War, they took a lot of those foods with them, and they kept moving north too over the decades. And when they took it out of the South, it started to become more like soul food. But the difference between, that's what they would call it, the difference between white Southern food and black Southern food was nothing more than the differences between fucking family recipes. That's all it is. All right, they ate the same food we ate: cornbread, greens, grits, hog jowls or jaws, chitlins. You can eat all that. We ate pickled pig's feet, and then that went into the canned shit and the shit that you bought at the local stores, the local grocery stores in your little neighborhood out in the South somewhere. It might even be the country. So that would include Vienna sausage. Just spam.
Man, my dad loved Vienna sausages, man.
Oh, my dad was big into that shit too.
Yeah.
Putting things
He'd always
like
had cans and he'd dip them in the mustard.
Salted peanuts inside Coca-Cola. RC Cola. It's another. Little Debbie snack cakes. Just all that fucking white trash shit. It's all soul food, man.
Although, say, like, every now and then we go to Dollar General and get, like, a whole bunch of different...
Yeah, we get a lot of... Yeah. And
we have some in there now. We got some honey buns and some nutty buddies and oatmeal cream pies.
Where we're from, the region we're from in the United States is chipped beef on toast. We don't really have that. Our version of that would be country gravy on biscuits, which that's more deluxe if you ask me. But I've had the chipped beef on toast. It's not bad. Shit on a shingle. That's a little more northern for us. But if you can learn
like I said, we made it in home ec.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. And my grandma had made it, and I was like, we really got to make that? Yeah.
Country gravy on biscuits is much better, which is either hamburger that you turn into beef sausage or pork sausage, or you make your own sausage, crumbles of that. And then you take butter, you put it in a pan, melt the butter, put flour in there and cook the flour in the butter. So it's basically what we're talking about is a light roux. And then put milk in there to expand it out, salt and pepper, and then throw those pieces of sausage in there, the sausage crumbles, and all the drippings. In other words, all the fat. Mix it up. Maybe a dash of red pepper on it. Real simple shit. And then pour that over homemade biscuits. Southerners are fucking nuts. You people in the UK probably don't know what a biscuit is. A biscuit is for us kind of like it's just kind of like a scone.
It's like a scone, but
like
not sweet.
Yeah, not sweet. Yeah.
If you explain, because a scone looks essentially the same thing, but scone is usually like a dessert thing.
Yeah.
You usually have it with, with strawberry jam and clotted cream, which is delicious.
These are savory scones.
But these are like savory, yeah. Like you put like meat gravy on it. But that's a similar kind of thing. They're more like puffy. That's
the redneck version of the damn. What's some little things that
Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But I mean, Yorkshire pudding is more like airy.
Yeah, it's airy and puffy. Not these. These are heavy and bread like. There's a
layered. Like
there's a good YouTube channel where a couple British guys go through the American South and they eat all this shit. It's called Giallo. And that's these two dudes and then there's an American guy filming them. They look like a Korean American guy filming them, and they're eating that Southern food. And they love most of it. And biscuits and gravy, they fucking loved it.
Well, that's because it's not that different.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds weird at first, like to them, but then when they eat it, they're like, "Oh, okay, I understand this," because it's not that different from like some kind of traditional.
They had an American Southern chef who they befriended, and they went out and got loaded, and then afterwards went to Waffle House, and they ordered like fucking 9 plates. And between the 3 of them, they all had it.
Man, I wish I could eat that much.
Those British dudes were fucking blown away by fucking Waffle House. And he's going, the American Southern chef is going on about how dietetic it is and how low fat. And of course, fat's dripping off it. He's just driving them the whole time, fucking with them. They liked everything except the grits. Fucking, they were like, he goes, "Oh, these are grits?" And he goes, "Yeah, these are grits." He goes, he tries them and he goes, No, those are bad grits. Don't eat those. Just because it is what it is doesn't mean it's any good. Grits are good.
Well, grits,
but you have to know how to make them right.
You got to tart them up.
Yeah.
You can't just like eat them the way they are because I mean they're not terrible, but they don't really taste like much of anything. You just kind of have to do shit with them.
You got to have cheese in them, salt, pepper, spices.
It'd be the same as just like eating a piece of like white bread with nothing on it. Yeah. It's just kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? You got to like put some shit in there.
But if you're British or European or anything like that, a foreigner, you want to know what Southern food's like, go on YouTube, go look up the channel Jolly, Jolly, in all caps, and they got those dudes will review and for the first time tasting Southern food.
I gotta tell you though, I fucking love Yorkshire pudding though. God damn, that shit is so good. I really, really like the whole British, and I don't know how traditional it is anymore because I know that's more an older person thing, but I really liked that whole Sunday dinner thing with the roast potatoes and the beef and the gravy and all that. It's like, ooh, that was like super good. I love all that kind of stuff.
Me and Jenny made a cookbook that has all those recipes on there.
Yeah, El Padrino was asking, do you guys have a good chili recipe? And I was going to say...
Probably have it in the cookbook, don't I?
I think there is a chili recipe in there. Yeah. I mean, we make it different.
It's different.
Like, Tom makes it different. Like,
depends on what I have. Yeah.
Depends on what we have in the house.
Yeah, there's a lot of online recipes for chili. Real chili doesn't have any beans in it. It's just all meat. Okay? And, man, there was a time when I would get stew meat from Sam's. Back when it was more affordable. And make a huge pot of nothing but just beef stew meat, like Texas style beef stew. Excuse me, beef chili. No beans in it at all. I think it might have had onions in it, but I think onion puree might have been in it.
So it's almost more like a stew, rather.
Yeah, it's more like stew.
Because I kind of feel like a lot of people, when you say chili, they just assume there's beans in it. But there's kind of a big controversy over whether chili has beans in it or not. It depends on. In Texas, chili doesn't have beans in it usually.
Right. Beans are a filler. I like beans in them.
I do too.
But that's a sign that you don't have any damn money.
I like it either way.
Yeah.
I like it either way.
It just means you don't have any money. Real chili is just beef in basically curry. It's the same thing as Indian curry. It's just it's a different amount, and it's even many of the same spices.
Yeah, just in different ratios.
It's just in different ratios. And you pour it in a bowl next to some potatoes or rice, and that's, some people just eat just that, just the chili.
My grandma used to put spaghetti in it.
You can do that too. I think it's a waste though. I've been into some of these old back in the day. Ordered fucking spaghetti, and when it showed up, it was spaghetti with chili.
With chili, yeah.
And I was like, that is not spaghetti.
Because that's a thing that, like I said, my grandma used to do that. I knew a lot of people that used to do that. They would make chili, but they would put spaghetti in it.
Yeah, not good.
I was never like a huge fan of chili, gotta say. I mean, it's still not my favorite thing, but
you love that chili I made.
It is. It is. I'm just saying that it's not like, it's not my super favorite thing. And the older I get, like the less spicy stuff I can eat. So
chili is a Texan thing, and Texas is the state of Texas was a joint venture between rich Mexican families and rich North American families. They were a mixture of kind of like the Irish and the Germans and the Mexicans, and that's who owned that state. They were in there running the cattle business and intermarrying. And they had Spanish and Indian roots mixing with Western European. And out of that came Texas chili. All right. Texas chili would be super popular in Mexico. They probably know about it. But I'd have to ask Khan of Aztlan if he's on there. I would think that Mexico, at least on the border of Texas, it probably exists. I don't know if they're doing it right. But I'm pretty confident that if I make some badass chili and take that shit to TJ, I'd sell that shit all day long. They'd probably buy it. But like I said, Mexicans are big into pork. And pork works in chili, but the proper meat is beef. That's something that's made by cattle ranchers. That's who's coming up with that shit.
I meant to ask you, because I don't think you watched it with me, but I was watching that series Street Food.
Yeah.
And each one was like a different city, like a different food city, like around the U.S. And one of them was New Orleans.
Yeah.
And one of the women that they talked to made, what the fuck was the name of it? It was kind of like a, shit, now I can't remember.
Is it pastry?
No.
Good.
It was, you probably know.
Boudin?
No, it wasn't Boudin. I would have remembered that.
Okay.
It was like it's a noodle thing, and it's usually for hangovers.
I don't know.
It's a spicy noodle.
No, I don't know.
And it's kind of like a combo, and apparently like it's a New Orleans thing, and it's gone back a long way. Like maybe probably somebody in there knows, but it was kind of like a combination between people of New Orleans and like Chinese, immigrants, and it was this whole thing, and it was supposed to be like a hangover cure. And this woman like made it, and she has a business now like making it, and I wish I could remember what the name of it was, because I was going to ask you about it because I didn't think that I'd heard of it before. No. But it sounded good. It was kind of it was similar to like a ramen, but
tell me what we're talking about.
It's kind of it's like noodles and what the fuck else was in there. It was like some kind I mean the broth was the most important thing, and it was like real spicy. And then there was noodles. Yeah, it was like a broth, and then it had that was the first thing that they made. That was like the most important aspect. So
noodles with sauce.
And then it was noodles. They serve it like in a cup, and then there's kind of like meat, and then there was like some other vegetables in it. I can't remember what all was in there.
I never heard of it.
What the fuck was it called? Something Maine or something like that. God damn it. I just saw it like a couple nights ago.
I never heard of it.
Because I meant to like call you in because I was like, hey, I never heard of this. Cool. Yeah. On the show they're talking about New Orleans, so they usually would focus on like 2 or 3 different, small businesses or somebody that was like big in the food scene, like in that particular city, and then they would talk about the specialties of that particular city. So they were talking about like they had a guy that was like the crawfish guy that would do the boils and all that kind of stuff, and so they had that guy, and then they had this lady who was. God damn, what the fuck was the name of it? It's like it's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, she's
Creole?
I don't know. I don't think so. But she'd been there like a long time, and it was like her grandmother's recipe. And she started out with her and her son. They would make a pot of it, and they just went and they would give it to the people that would like follow the parades. Yeah. And like she'd sell it to them, and she would sell out. So now she has like a whole business doing that.
Yeah,
like
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so maybe somebody down here knows.
It might have been something real local. I've never heard of that.
Oh shit, I got like way behind on the fucking.
Yeah.
Victor says boudin balls are the best.
Yeah, boudin. He's fucking with me because I eat some boudin balls and threw the fuck up.
Well, that was just that one time.
Yeah, and I couldn't eat
Old Sober, that's what it's called.
Sober.
Yucca Maine.
I don't remember
That's
that.
what it was. I knew it was something Maine. I couldn't remember.
That.
Thank you, Jeffy.
What Maine?
Yucca Maine. Yucca Maine.
Oh, they're talking about
Old Sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yucca Maine. Okay.
I knew it was something Maine. And I was like, I was like, what the fuck? I just saw that like a couple days ago, and I couldn't remember.
That's something real specific and real local. That's not real famous.
That's what I mean. I'd heard of the other stuff that they talked about, but I'd never heard of that. But apparently that's a very, very New Orleans thing.
Most Cajun foods and New Orleans-based foods, really, they're not that old. They're coming out of the 1960s, 1970s. That's Paul Prudhomme. He's the one that made a lot of that stuff famous. Things like blackened catfish and blackened redfish and fucking etouffee, pistolet, shit like that, It's based on things that were around before, but...
Yeah, Jeffy Yard said it's popular amongst locals, I think. Yeah, that's kind of what they... Well, and they kind of went into that on the show where they were like, everybody knows about etouffee and gumbo and... beignets and all that kind of stuff. But it's like Yucca Maine is more
boudin.
Is more like a local thing, like that everybody gets when they're super drunk.
Yeah. Louisiana cooking goes way back. It's just that a lot of the recipes that they were using were kind of like. Imagine how you got to go back to the 40s and 50s and look at mainstream recipes and see how shitty they were. They were bad ingredients, bad combinations. Aspic, weird shit like that they were eating. There's a whole channel Jenny talks about sometimes of them trying to do 1950s and old recipes. They didn't have access to shit.
I mean, go look at like websites like the Gallery of Regrettable Food, which is... You will die laughing at that shit. It's just like hilarious. I think that's mostly goes up to like, it's kind of 50s, but it kind of goes up to the 70s. Because there was that notorious set of like Weight Watchers cards that came out in the 70s, which I remember because my mom had them. And like some of the recipes on there were horrifying. And even like the pictures on there.
Yeah.
That's how it was Weight Watchers, I guess, because you just looked at the picture and was like, yeah, I'm not hungry anymore. I'm just not gonna eat today, because it was just like really unappetizing.
Most of the southern dishes kind of went extinct. There were some things that were consistent that lasted over time. Sometimes the dish changed, but the names stayed the same because it was like in honor of it or an improved version of it. But some things were consistent. Fried okra was consistent. When somebody talked about fried okra from the early 1900s, they're talking about the same dish. They didn't change it. You didn't have to. It was real simple. Same thing with hush puppies. Hush puppies basically were just cornmeal, you know, or corn,
whatever shit you had like laying around. Just
with
deep
stuff
fry
in it.
that shit.
You just
It's delicious.
Make a ball of it and you fry it in a pan full of fucking fish grease.
I mean, to be fair,
because you're cooking
anything
catfish
that you deep fry is probably
right.
going to be like pretty good.
And that was just a good side hush puppies. Now later on they start doing things like adding corn niblets to it and pieces.
I kind of like it with the corn niblets.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, they're good plain too, but it's like they're good with like the corn niblets.
Then they start
they
start making sauces to dip them in. You know, vinegar-based sauces or sauces kind of like fucking remoulade, which is like a mustardy kind of mayo type of thing. What else was consistent? Fried chicken was pretty consistent over the years. Fried catfish, very consistent. It's just cornmeal, catfish rolled in corn, salted and seasoned cornmeal, fried. That's it. Trying to see what else was fucking consistent. Boudin was probably pretty consistent because it was always bad. Damn fried baseball of internal organs with fucking dough.
Hey, gotta use that shit somehow. Sorry, I want to like say Ishkan said, I watched your Jack Parsons show, now here. Okay. Well, this is absolutely nothing like the Jack Parsons show.
No. We're just getting you all ready to party. We're talking your way.
This is our sidetrack show where we just talk about whatever.
Stuff.
Usually food, to be honest.
Talking about the situation where you all are done for the work week, getting ready for the weekend, and we're going to launch you into the stars so you can be up there with the stars and the UFOs and the outer planets.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you linked it together.
Yeah. Stars,
nice.
UFOs, outer planets, ghosts, all that shit up in the heavenly realms.
Okay.
With the Scientologists. Going across, making
and the
their
Mormons.
way across the bridge. And the Mormons.
Going to Kolob.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell that planet's called where God lives.
That's right. Fucking Xenu's coming down with his fucking DC-9s dropping atomic bombs. Dropping atomic bombs on the volcanoes.
And we're not even making that up. Senor Stick says, Tom, how were the MRE cigarettes back in the day?
They didn't have cigarettes in the MREs when I was in.
Yeah, that was a little bit, because you were in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
That was a little bit.
Cigarettes, that's World War II and Korea.
Yeah. Here, have
They
these.
were normal cigarettes. I think they were fucking Camels and Pall Malls and fucking Marlboros, I think. I don't even think they were filtered. I think they were filterless back in that era.
Yeah, didn't cigarette filters, that was like a later, invention, was it not?
Yeah.
They were just kind of like, get lung cancer as quickly as possible.
Didn't matter, man. It didn't matter. Those dudes didn't have a long life expectancy. People.
Yeah, they were like, what? Whatever, man.
Yeah. People. Look, what most people know of fucking combat and warfare in this generation, they get from Hollywood, movies, and video games. They think you go to war, execute missions, shoot a bunch of dude, and then it's over, you win, and you come home. No, you go to war, and guess what happens? You die. All right, most of those dudes that went off to World War II died. All right, they were fucking killed a couple times over, depending on what side you were on. Russia lost its army about 5 times and over. You know, I think I saw the casualties, and it was just mind-boggling casualties. You know, in the millions. You know, and if you were a German, your chances of surviving the war was fucking next to zero. A German fought on the front lines in that war until he died. At the end, it was nothing but old men and little kids fighting. Okay, so that's what it's really like. Recently, you know, past 1950. Korea was the last real kind of war we were in. And anything after that was basically kind of like a police action, half-ass, fucking law enforcement type situation. Real war is genocide. You're just fucking trying to get around the enemy army to bomb the women and children sleeping in their beds at night, and burning down whole cities and attacking their fucking infrastructure and trying to topple their religions, and you're trying to erase them from the earth. And the last time that happened was World War II. But that's the way it really is. That's the way it was going back to fucking the Old Testament, you know? Because you don't want any of them to survive. They'll come back and get vengeance on you. Which you're going to see now. The whole world's turned against us for all the bullshit we've been doing the past 70 years. They're all ganging up with Russia. Because Russia's going to offer them some shit. But our banking cartels have fucked over these people so badly, and fucking all the shit we did in Central and South America over the past 100-something years, they're sick of us. I don't blame them. I'm sick of them too.
Went a long way from the cigarette question, didn't
you?
Yeah.
I do what I want to do.
You went off on a whole...
I do what I want to do. Let me go to the restroom.
Zach says, best or favorite seafood? All of it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Honestly, I like all seafood. I don't know. I don't know if I could pick. Pretty much anything that... Well, I don't want to say anything that comes out of the ocean because that's a little general. But most things that come out of the ocean, I'll at least eat it. I love seafood. Tom Sykes said camels are the best. I don't think I ever smoked camels. I did smoke for a while. I mostly smoked Pall Malls. But, you know, whatever. Camp Guy said, I started watching that Mormon documentary on Netflix. Wasn't that fucked up? It made me so angry. I couldn't believe how many children those folks had with 2 or 3 wives. 40 or 50 kids, all half brothers and sisters. That's what, yeah, we were watching that shit, and I was like, God, these poor fucking women. It's like their fucking vaginas are like fucking clown cars, man. God. I don't know. It just, ugh. It grossed me out. Like, the whole thing just grossed me out. Yeah. No wonder they have to keep like accurate genealogy records. Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, we have to keep track of like fucking whose moms, like all these fucking, it's just like one motherfucker like fathered all of these 60 ass people. Ugh. I don't know. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like I said, if you're an adult and you want to join something, like, I don't know why you would, but okay. People are different. But man, raising your kids and that kind of thing, that's a whole different fucking situation, man. Whole different situation. Ish kind of said, is this about cooking? It's about anything. I mean, the Sidetrack show, we initially, I don't know if you know, but we initially started this as an incentive for not going off on Sidetracks on our main show. But obviously that did not work because we still do that shit. But this show is actually, this is our fun one. We do this on every Friday night, where we just drink and talk about whatever comes up. So, how's shark meat? It's pretty good. It's not super strong. I've only had it once or twice in my entire life, but it's not like super fishy tasting. Like, it's pretty, I don't know. I remember it being like pretty firm. It's good, but it's not like real fishy tasting. You know what I mean? Let's see. Senor Stick says, Jenny, you can order vintage MREs, some with cigarettes and canned coffee. Ooh, that's kind of neat. Like, wait, are they from back then? Or are they just made to, like, resemble ones from back then? Vintage MREs with cigarettes and canned coffee in them.
I'll talk about it, man.
Well, there's that channel on YouTube. I guess it's still around. I can't remember what it's called. Tom probably knows. But that guy, like, he gets MREs, like, from, you know, World War II, like, I think he even had some World War I ones. But, like, he'll open them and eat the stuff out of them. I'm going to ask Tom because he's the one that channel where that guy eats stuff out of old MREs. Yeah, What's that channel called?
I forgot.
Is it still around?
Yeah, it's still around. You'll get shit from fucking World War I.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I thought
let me straighten some shit out, first of all. The MRE was the meal ready to eat. If I'm correct, if memory serves, that was 1980s. There were no MREs prior to that. each era kind of had their own ration and its own name for it. The Vietnam era, which they may have had cigarettes in those, maybe. That would have been the C ration, I believe. What it was called.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they call it.
And
I mean, it's the same thing. They just called it something.
No, there's a difference.
Well, similar.
There's a difference. The MRE did not come in cans. They were metal, flat bags, which makes a big difference in the field. The way that's stacked and the way you cook that. All right, you have to get that out of that MRE and cook it. In the old days, you had to cook it in a canteen cup with a fucking little bit of solid sterno fuel. It comes. I got a bunch of them. I can show you what it looks like. And there's a little holder underneath your canteen cup. There was another outer sleeve. You could take it off and turn it upside down like that, and it had holes in it. You could put a bit of sterno underneath there and cook inside that cup. They also gave you a mess kit, which I have one out here that I use for our electric stove, in our break room. And you can cook in that too, but that was tended to be bulky. Man, kind of getting ahead of myself. I was in airborne infantry and air assault infantry units, and I was also in a recon platoon for 4 years. And you had to be highly mobile. Your rucksack wasn't with you all the time, so you usually had to cook out of your LCE, which is a fucking battle belt with suspenders. That's what you guys would know it today. So you have to carry your food and all your cooking equipment and your sleeping equipment and your first aid and all your ammo and your water all on that belt. So you have a pack, but you might be separated from that pack for several days. So you've cached it, you're going out, you're doing patrols and doing other things. Having a cans under those conditions is a fucking bitch because they're big, they're hard, they're odd shaped. They're difficult to stack and pack inside a thing called a butt pack, which is a fucking pack on the back of your belt and the smaller your waist. And you also got your damn tent in there. Well, we called it a tent. It wasn't really a tent. We called it a hooch, which was a poncho liner. A poncho, excuse me, that has rings in it, metal rings. And we take bungee cord, you stretch it out amongst trees and pull the top up. You need 5 bungee cords, and you can make a little tent and go underneath there and keep the rain off you and cook. So the cans were a lot harder. They weren't that heavy. People say, well, the cans are heavy. No, not really. If you had an empty can and the empty bag, there wasn't a big difference. It's just that the shape of them was inconvenient. It was hard to stack them in the carrying equipment that we used. So what was his question? I'm not losing track of it.
After all that.
Yeah. It's just, okay, the MRE is not very old. That's like 80s. The rest of it was shit like C rations.
But you don't remember what the name of that channel was where that guy just like eats the stuff from? Because that's actually really interesting. Like he gets, I don't know where he gets them from, like probably like eBay or
people
something.
People send him stuff
or
too.
People send them to him, and it's like some of them are super old. Like some of them are for World War I and stuff.
Before.
And
he had some stuff from the 1800s.
And he just like, I was like, you're braver than me, man.
Yeah, and it'd be like a can, and you use a can opener to open it, and in there would be like a couple other packets, a round cracker with some coffee and a packet of sugar or a packet of tea or something like that, and maybe like some cheese spread, and he'd try to eat that, and it mostly he said it mostly either lacked flavor or
yeah, I can imagine
tasted kind of stale, but
I mean he's still alive presumably, so I guess nothing's killed him yet.
Some of that stuff was over 100 years old. And as long as the seal isn't broken on them, it's edible.
Yeah, I mean, technically, theoretically, if something is canned and the can isn't damaged, I mean, it might not taste great, but it's probably not going to kill you. It'll give you some nutrition anyway.
The can didn't have to be damaged, though. It's because the technology that they used changed over time. Sometimes they soldered the lids onto them using different kinds of solder that would sometimes contaminate what was in there. And other times they would the solder job wasn't complete and there was an empty space there, which allowed over time contamination to work its way in.
Yeah, you don't want air.
So every time he opened something, he had to really inspect things to make sure that it had not been
Yeah,
exposed
I
to
would
air.
kind of be scared too.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the fact that it probably doesn't taste very good.
Well, some of them he opened and it was nothing but just dried up ball of black grease, and you know right there that the seal was broken.
It's like,
you
yeah,
can't
we're not gonna eat that.
Yeah, it would be like look like a black tar. And at one time it was considered to be like stew, but it just looks like a little black ball of tar.
It's like clearly not stew anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ishkan says botulism is just used as Botox now. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. Senor Sticks is talking about canned bread.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you can buy that, because I thought that was more like a northern and Canadian thing. Have you seen that? Like, it's brown bread. It's not pumpernickel, is it?
And it can be
It's like a dark brown
It
bread,
can be
but
any
that's
kind of bread.
the most common one that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've ever seen that in the grocery store. Not that I've
No.
looked for it, but I don't think we have it down here.
No, but
I thought that was mostly like an up north or like a Canadian thing.
militaries have used that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I've
usually-
seen it, just not in
It's
grocery
usually a
stores down
round
here.
can about that big and about that high, and you fucking take the top of it off, and there's a little cake of bread in there that you can slice in half and put something in there and make like a sandwich out of it. It's shit. You know, it always tastes, the texture's
Well, the
always
ones
wrong,
that
you know.
I've seen that they sell in the grocery stores, apparently in New England and in Canada, are like, you know, the Dole pineapple juice can?
Yeah, it's
like
like
that
that.
size?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a loaf of bread. It's usually like real
Yeah.
dark brown bread like pumpernickel.
That's basically what I said, though.
Yeah. Well, I thought you said it was like a smaller.
No, about this
Can.
big. About that big.
Yeah, so it's like
And-
a Dole pineapple juice can.
Yeah, a little bit bigger than a Dole pineapple can, but about the same proportions, the ones that I saw. Now, they gave us MRE bread, which is just in a brown bag, about this big, and it was kind of like a little loaf of bread that was smashed down. Kind of what it was like, kind of heavy. It was just white bread, and no matter what you put on it, you never really had that light, fluffy Wonder Bread kind of flavor. That's not what it was. But that
I like denser bread though.
yeah. It was kind of like Wonder Bread that had been smashed down, and it was a little bit dry because it had to have a long shelf life. But we put the cheese, squeezed cheese that would come out of that bag on it, or they also gave us peanut butter jelly in two different containers. Two different kinds of jelly. You had grape jelly and you had apple. And you'd make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And for you British people, that's peanut butter jam. And if you had two pieces... I never really could. I thought two pieces was too much. And the way the texture was when you started biting it all split out the sides, it was better to just put it on the top and eat it like that.
I just did like open face.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you had two pieces of bread, you were fucking super full by the time you got done with that sandwich. And it's only the size of a graham cracker, but it's about an inch thick each loaf.
Like I said, I like dense bread.
Shit would fill you up, man.
I kind of feel like that one of the things that I noticed that when I lived in the UK, like that people that have been to the United States, one of the things they complained about was that if you just buy bread off the shelf, just like Merita or Wonder Bread or whatever, that it tasted like cake because there's a lot of sugar in it. Whereas in Europe and stuff like that, the bread is like not as sweet. So the bread is like very sweet to them. Another thing they do over there is like their bread is much denser, which, or I guess it depends on the kind of bread, which I actually like much better. I like a real hearty bread. I don't like pumpernickel or rye as much, but I do like multigrain breads and like breads that are like really, really dense. You know what I mean?
Zach says he doesn't know why European people get so upset about peanut butter. I'll tell you why. European peanut butter, what they traditionally were getting access to, sucked. They had
so it was
sucked.
understandable that because what they were getting and
Was not what we
perceiving
were
as
getting.
peanut butter was not the same thing that we were getting.
The Americans have gone down there and gotten, say, like British peanut butter, and they were like, "This is not peanut butter." They'd fucking throw that shit out.
It's like that shit's gross.
I mentioned it one time, and we had a German listener, and she just became a peanut butter fanatic, wanting to know what.
Yeah, where's she been?
I don't know.
Where are you, Sandra?
Yeah, Sandra. She's just getting Skippy and Peter Pan and all this. Getting the good brands. Okay.
I love peanut butter.
Yeah, but that's not evidently
I have a jar of peanut butter right there, matter of fact.
Yeah, but that's not evidently what. Yeah, and this is that's just dollar store peanut butter.
That's dollar.
And it's still great.
That's Dollar General peanut butter. I just got that because I got
Yeah.
some wheat bread and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll make some toast and I'll put that shit on it.
And it's still
It
good.
was $1.
Yeah. So we got our peanut butter is much better here than what was traditionally available in Europe. Now they can get the good shit, but they gotta look for it. They gotta ask for it. I think Sandra had to order it, and but that wasn't their traditional brands that they had laying around. But evidently the texture's wrong. It tastes very artificial. It's not really what an American would consider peanut butter to be.
I mean, peanut butter is delicious. And the thing about it is, like, it's not just an American thing, because, like, Thai food uses a lot of, like, peanut sauces and, like, peanut butter and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that might be Thai American, though. I don't know if they have that actually in Thailand. Same way as Chinese food here is not really Chinese food.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I mean. I didn't think it was a specifically... And the thing about it, too, is that nowadays... Yeah, which is... Oh, my God, that's one of the best things ever. That peanut sauce that they do.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's
haven't
delicious.
made that in a long time. Would I make that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we haven't made that in a long time. God damn. You made that, like, a couple years back, and I was like, oh, my God, that shit was, like, fucking orgasmic. That shit was so good. But, like, that's the thing. Like, we don't just have... You don't just have peanut butter. We have all different nut butters now. You have almond butter and cashew butter and stuff like that. Which, honestly, I really like cashew butter, but that shit's, like, $8 a jar. So I don't buy it that often. But it's, like, it's delicious, though. Ishkan says warm toast and peanut butter is pretty clutch. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
real butter on one side.
Well, and that's why I don't even have to put butter on it.
I like butter on it, too.
I mean, butter on it's good, too. But to be honest, I just went over to, like I said, I went over to Dollar General. I got a toaster. We got a toaster oven for Christmas.
Yeah.
To put up here, like, so our lazy asses didn't have to go downstairs. And, so I got a whole loaf of wheat bread and a little jar of peanut butter.
Take 2 pieces of white bread, toast it. Put butter on one side, butter on the other side of the bread. Peanut butter on that side with the butter, and Nutella on the other side with that butter. Put it together and make a sandwich. Like
that is also good.
Hell yeah.
That is also good.
Yeah, with coffee. Whew.
Yeah. I mean, simple pleasures, man. Yeah. You gotta take the simple pleasures where you can get them. Like I said, Ishkan said Almond Joys have nuts, Mounds don't. I mean, both of them are good, but honestly, if you're going for candy bar, and I love Mounds, but Almond Joy is way better. Fight me.
I like them both.
They're both good. They're both
I'll take Almond Joy.
Well, now Mounds is dark chocolate, is it not?
I think it is. But
I think it's dark chocolate, whereas Almond Joy is milk chocolate.
I'll take either one. But I kind of like the Almond Joys better.
I do too.
Okay, do you guys have any questions you want to talk about? Any topics? Anything paranormal or true crime? You can go ahead and drop it down in the comment section, and we can start taking it that way. If not, we're just sit around talking about food getting fat. How long we been doing the show?
1 hour and 51 minutes.
Almost 2 hours. Actually, so there's not really that much time left on the show.
Zach says, I really love the breakfast crunch wrap from Taco Bell, but I always feel like I need a triple bypass after eating them.
I don't know that
one. I don't think I've ever heard of it, but I don't think I don't eat at Taco Bell a lot. So, I mean, I don't even know where the closest Taco Bell is to here, honestly. I'm sure there is one, but I don't know. And I know that they have breakfast stuff, and I know that a lot of people like those, but I don't think I've ever had one. So, Victor said, was there a Parsons show? I love that dude. Yeah, we did a show about Jack Parsons. When the fuck was that? A year ago?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, I think so. It was a long time ago.
It was when we were in this house, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, I think. Oh, shit. Now I don't even remember. And we've only lived here for like a year and a half. So, yeah, Camp Guy said they grow some of the best peanuts in the world in Georgia. I believe they lead the nation in peanut butter. Yeah, that's what I always heard.
Okay, El Petrino says that he's finally made his appointment for fucking HRT. You're going to love it, bro. You're going to love it. It's good that you go through a legitimate HRT clinic first. Let them give you your basic training so you know how to fucking use all that and what it feels like and what they're going to give you. And then later on, man, after about 6 months, you can fucking dodge it. They're probably going to have you on some kind of contract where you got to be with them for a certain amount of time and give them a certain amount of notice before they pull you off the program. And if you go off too early, they're going to send you your last fucking shipment of drugs anyway. But once you really know your ropes, there are other ways to get those substances for, testosterone and HCG. You can get all that stuff a lot cheaper from other sources, and the quality's fucking as good or better. But I'm glad that I started off at a clinic, because I had more. I was being assured that I was getting good quality stuff and that what I was going through was normal. Okay, because there's going to be like an adjustment period.
Well, you need a baseline.
You got to have a baseline to know what's normal.
Yeah.
Right. And
under medical
you won't
supervision.
feel all that different until the beginning of like week 3. The first couple weeks you're like, yeah, I feel like a slight relief, but it's not. It's kind of weak, and then week 3 hits you, and you're like, oh, okay, this is what they're talking about. Yeah, okay, yeah, you'll see.
Oscar asked me if I had seen Skinamarink yet. I have not, but I'm really looking forward to that. That's probably my most anticipated horror movie from this year. And I see, like, because I'm subscribed to a lot of horror movie channels, so I'm looking at people's, I haven't watched any videos, but I see their little cards and, like, their little reaction faces and stuff, and it seems like it's getting my favorite kind of reaction, which is like some people are like, oh my god, this is the best movie ever, and like the other half of the reactions are like, what the fuck did I just watch? And I was just like, those are usually the best kind of movies, and those are usually what I like the most. So we'll see. That's like my most anticipated, so I definitely will see it sooner rather than later.
Victor said he's also on it. He's doing his telehealth fucking next week. So you haven't actually started it, or that's when you're gonna start it? You haven't started your first fucking series of injections then yet.
Tom Sykes also talking about another horror movie called Superhost. Yeah, I've heard that one was good too. That's on Shudder, right? So yeah, I'll get around to watching that one eventually too.
Black Adam is now for sale.
I'm so behind. Yeah.
I heard it's great.
Yeah, we'll have to like watch that one.
Is Shazam in it?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I don't like to watch movie reviews before. I don't even like to watch trailers.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll like accidentally, like I said, I'll see people's like reactions, because you know how everybody likes to do those thumbnails where they're like, what? Like they're making faces and stuff, and I'm just like, okay. So I'll see that like in my stream. So like, okay, I get an idea of like how people are reacting to some stuff. But I don't really like to watch trailers. I don't like to watch reviews, nothing until I've seen a movie. I just like to come at it with as little preconceptions as possible. You know.
Oscar's asking me, how do I blast calves for maximum size? A lot of that has to do with genetics. I didn't even fucking work any of mine out, man. I got better calves than half your fucking IFBB pros. And I think it might have had something to do with muscle memory, me being in the Army, doing a lot of that fucking ruck marching early on with all that weight on my back. As soon as I started going on shit, my fucking calves just boom. I could show it to fucking dudes that are huge, and they go, oh man, yeah, you got fucking good calves. So genetics may be part of it, or early upbringing. If you were doing heavy work early when you were young, and then you go on any kind of anabolics, so fucking, if it was leg work, that shit'll fucking enhance. Let's say you're on something, test, or any kind of other anabolics, and you've been on it for about a year or so, and your calves don't really look all that good. You probably have to do something like do squats, and then on the upstroke of the squats, try to go up onto your tiptoes, and the last fucking something like that, something to work the calves. There's only so much you can do with calves based on what I'm saying. I mean, there are some people's genetics has a lot to do with it. African genetics do not have big calves. Those people got small calves. Even the IFBB pros that fucking weigh 200 something pounds, in relation to the rest of their body mass, their calves are still usually, not all the times, but usually still a little bit smaller in proportions. It's just that's the way African genetics are. If you're Hispanic, I don't really know what Mexican Indian style DNA is like when it comes to calves. But let's say you might have some European DNA in you, that might help. The Europeans have big calves, but so do Koreans. It just depends. Depends on what your genetics are like. Some things you just can't fix. Well, I'm saying fix in quotations. Certain looks you just can't achieve no matter what your genetics are like. White guys are going to look like white guys for the most part. Black guys are going to look like black guys. It's just the way we're built.
Sly says, M. Night's new movie, Knock at the Cabin Door. Yeah, okay. Now, I did see the trailer for that one. And the reason that I saw the trailer for that one was because I hadn't realized, I don't know if you know, but that is based on a novel called The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay, which actually I really, really liked. I reviewed it probably a year or two ago, that novel. And I didn't know that they had made a movie adaptation of it. So I was like, oh my God, I'm curious about that. So I did watch the trailer. The trailer looks good, but because it's M. Night Shyamalan, I'm torn about it. Like, it could be great.
Or it could suck.
Or it could suck really hard. Because I really liked that book. I liked that book a lot. And matter of fact, I liked that book better than Paul Tremblay's other book, which everybody loves, which was Head Full of Ghosts, which was also awesome. But I liked Cabin at the End of the World a little bit better. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm interested to see it because I did really, really like the book. And the trailer looked good. It looked like it was pretty close to the novel. But I know how M. Night does. So we'll see. I'm maintaining like
From my experience watching Shyamalan stuff, he has one of the best superhero fucking trilogies. I'm gonna say maybe even the one, the I See Ghosts, that may have been in that same universe. I think he has one of the best original.
What, Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense. I think that might still be in there with it.
I mean, that's still his best movie, which I hate to say because it was like his first one. But
I think that other trilogy with the damn superheroes, I think is one of the best original superhero tales ever. Fucking, I love. I think I have all three of them, don't I? Or I have two. Do I have all three?
Oh wait, do you have?
I think I only have the first. Do I have those?
I don't remember.
I know I wanted to buy it. I gotta
you
go
have
check.
A fuck ton of
I got
movies.
a fuck ton of
I don't
movies.
think you have Sixth Sense though.
I don't have Sixth Sense.
Well, you don't have Sixth Sense, but you might have the other.
I want a Glass and Shattered. Isn't that called Glass?
No.
What's it called?
Well, Glass is one of them.
Glass and
Split is one.
Yeah, and what was the other, what was the last one?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. Yeah, they were fucking great. And I thought they were just up there with like something Marvel or DC would do, and they were low budget, but they didn't have to be. They didn't have to be high budget. Good storytelling. So Shyamalan's he is great, but I think he's great with more original material. His original shit, I think.
Well, that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know. I feel ambivalent about this whole, because I really, really liked the novel that this movie was based on. I have it. It's like over there on my bookshelf. But I mean, it's a great idea for a story. It seems like it's right in his wheelhouse. So he might do it justice. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Some of the stuff that he made, I didn't think it was any good. Like Signs.
A lot of people like Signs, but I don't love it.
I didn't really like it.
I don't love it.
It had good acting though, but it didn't quite deliver. You know, fucking. But like I said, it was a low budget movie.
Like, I'm not gonna shit on people that like Signs. It is a good movie. I'm not saying that, but it's like, I think it's just me because I'm not like a real big scary aliens. I don't like find aliens scary. Yeah. Not usually, like, other than, you know, aliens, like the Ridley Scott movies. That's scary. But, like, other than that, not so much. So anything that has to do with, like, aliens coming to Earth and, that's, like, the big bad, it's just like, meh.
If you have not seen basically his superhero trilogy of realistic superheroes, what would a superhero actually be like? You know, what if they existed? I think his shit's great. Because they didn't have suits or anything like that. They were just people that had weird abilities, and they didn't know anything about it. They didn't know why they had these abilities. I thought that was a fucking. And then one dude was a fucking crazy ass serial killer with multiple personality disorders, and he's a supervillain. And Mr. Glass was a supervillain. I just thought that was great storytelling, and I loved those movies. I gotta go in there and check and see if I have them. I think I only have the first two.
Yeah, I don't remember which one.
I think I got the first two. I didn't have that third one.
Zach says, did you see the trailer for Ari Aster's new movie yet? I haven't, but I did see the trailer for Brandon Cronenberg has a new movie coming out, which I'm also very excited about. It's called Infinity Pool, And yeah, that also looks weird as shit. If you haven't seen Brandon Cronenberg's other movies, he's made 2 so far. One was called Antiviral, and one was called, what was the other one called? We just saw it. Possessor. Yeah, that was great. And that had the chick from that was she was in Mandy. Mm-hmm. She was in that too. Andrea Riseborough, I think her name is. But yeah, those 2 were great. I mean, Brandon Cronenberg, his stuff is in the same ballpark as his dad's, but he's kind of got his own spin on it, you know, and I think that's kind of cool. So I saw the trailer for Infinity Pool, which is his new one, and that actually looks pretty cool too. So I'm looking forward to that too. But like I said, Skinamarink is my that's kind of my most anticipated. That's Canadian, is it not? I think it's Canadian, that movie. Victor says Signs was good. The Happening was dumb. Lady in the Water was dumb. Those 2, I kind of like, they looked dumb just from the trailers, and I will admit that I have not had the patience to sit down and like sit through them.
Didn't he do the one where they had the people that were in that cult and you didn't know what year it was? And they were
The
Village?
Yeah.
Didn't he do that one?
Yeah.
That one was pretty good.
It was all right.
It was pretty good.
You know what? I saw that in the theater when it came out, and I didn't love it. I liked it a little bit better the second time around. I still didn't love it, but it was better than when I saw it the first time.
When Shyamalan came out, man, he was a breath of fresh air. He could come up with some new shit. But he got hooked on the twist thing for a while, which he doesn't do that anymore, which I think that's a good thing. But I think he's a good filmmaker. I think he's good.
Yeah.
His superhero trilogy, and Sly was saying the same thing. He thought they were Marvel or DC type stories, but his superheroes were fucking great. Great. I mean, you can make a TV miniseries on that, which that's like saying something today, isn't it? Back in the day, TV miniseries. What the fuck? But no, I would have loved to have seen more of that. I want more of that. Even though they got killed, it was like the end of it.
Well, that's kind of one of the things that's cool about nowadays is because I know a lot of people piss and moan about, it's like there's so many streaming services and stuff, but in a way that's good because you can see like they can make a series for like some streaming service over here, like from some book that you love and you like able to see it. I remember how I said a while back how I was like, I wonder how they haven't made Anne Rice's like the witch thing, the Mayfair Witches, into a series. They did.
Okay.
I think AMC made it because I noticed I was on Shudder last night and they actually put the first episode up there for free, just like they did with Interview with the Vampire. So I was like, eventually I got to watch that because I actually did like the Mayfair Witches book. Zach says M. Night is making a bit of a comeback at the moment. I binged his show Servant recently and it's really good. I think you'd like that show too, Jenny.
Oh, so it's a series?
Yeah.
Servant?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. I think I saw.
What service is it on? Because we have most of them. Yeah. I have Shudder. I have Hulu. I have Amazon Prime. I have HBO Max. I have. What else do we have? Netflix, obviously. A lot of different ones. We have a lot of different ones.
He had a couple bomb movies, but that doesn't prejudice me against him. I'll watch what he makes. I've mostly been satisfied. And like I said, those three movies and that fourth one. Fucking with the kid that could see the dead people thing. I thought those were all masterpieces. So when he's on, he's on. Yeah.
I think, like I said, I hate to pick on M. Night, but I think what happened with him was that he came out and his first first big movie was The Sixth Sense, which was so good that...
Put the bar high.
Yeah, and it's like then after that, what are you going to do after that? It was just kind of like, you come in and it's like, hey, this is like an awesome movie. And then like every one you make after that is like, it wasn't as good as your first one. You know what I mean? So... There's something to be said for kind of coming out and making a movie that's like good but not fantastic. So then you have like some room to like improve. Although I will, and I've mentioned this before, I will complain once again about when the Sixth Sense came out, like, which is a good movie. I'm not saying that, but it came out almost the same time as Stir of Echoes, the movie that was based on the Richard Matheson novella, which in my opinion was a better movie. I saw both of them in the theater back in, when did that come out? 1999? I want to say it was 1999. So I saw both of them in the theater probably within like a week of each other. And I liked them both, but I was always really bitter about The Sixth Sense because it seemed to like take a lot of attention away from Stir of Echoes because a lot of people didn't hear about it, even though it's awesome. It's quite a bit different than the book. I might have made a video over on my other channel, like comparing the two. I don't remember if I did or not, but I was going to. I don't remember if I did or not. But yeah, it's a lot different than the book, but it's still good. Like, both of them are still good. But if you haven't seen Stir of Echoes, see Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. Yeah, 1999. That's what I thought. I think it's on Apple. Okay, I don't have that. So maybe that's why I haven't, like, seen it. But, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I still got... Oh, my God. I have, like, so many fucking things to watch. I'm so behind. Just today, if any of you are following the shit over on my Scare Salon...
Do you want me to freshen that drink up?
Yeah.
It's going to be a long show tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, whatever. We're not going anyplace.
Okay.
We're not going anyplace, so might as well. I've been rewatching the Thriller series with Boris Karloff from the early 1960s, and I've been doing like 6 episodes at a time, and every now and then like putting a video up, like talking about them. So just today, I finished watching the next 6 episodes, and I almost have like the review like completely entirely done. So I'll probably record it tomorrow. I might put it up tomorrow too if I get it edited in time, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm having a good time with those. That's like a really good series. Jenny, have you done a show? Oops, something popped up in front of my chat. Okay. Have you done a show on Robert Hansen? That dude killed over 15 girls from the 70s and 80s in Alaska. I don't remember if we did, although that name is very familiar. So I'll have to check. Because I kind of forget which ones we've done and which ones we haven't. You know what I mean? Best movie in 1999 was American Pie. I saw that movie and I don't even remember anything about it. I'm not a big fan of comedies. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I could probably count on one hand, maybe 2 hands, like the number of comedies that I like. I don't know. I have just like a really weird, like, idiosyncratic sense of humor. So it's like a lot of things that I watch and I'm just like, it's not really that funny. But then like a lot of things that aren't supposed to be funny are funny to me. So, you know, it's kind of like hard for me to get into. Zach says, man, 99 was a great year for movies. My favorite from that year was The Talented Mr. Ripley. Yeah, I remember that being pretty decent. I think I might have seen that in the theater too. Because the thing about it was that in 1999, I still lived in Daytona Beach at that point. And me and my best friend, I mean, we were out of high school and we were out of college too at that time. You know, so we were like both working. But we used to go, I don't think it's there anymore, but there used to be a dollar theater in Daytona Beach. So you'd get like all the second run movies, but you could go see them for $1. So a lot of times, if we weren't like going and renting movies, we would go to the theater and see like, sometimes we'd see like a couple of them a night. Like we'd go and pay $1 and go see this one and go pay $1 and go see that other one. And so we saw pretty much everything that came out. Like, as long as it sounded interesting. Like I said, I didn't usually go see comedies or anything like that. We usually saw horror movies or thrillers or weird indie movies and shit like that, because that's what we were into. But, like, yeah, we saw, like, pretty much everything. That's why during the 90s, like, every time it's like, oh, I think I saw that in the theater. I saw pretty much everything in the theater back then because it was $1. You know what I mean? You had to wait, like, a month, you know, because it was all second run. But, you know, if you could wait, if you weren't all that excited about seeing it, you could see it for $1. Zach says, someday one movie I'd love to make is some kind of dark comedy about autistic adults, just because so many stories about people like me are sad or real sappy, and I'd like to see something different. Well, that's the thing. I kind of do feel like... I always find it's very interesting. Yeah, because the thing about it is that if somebody has... I don't know, if somebody has some kind of, I don't want to call it a condition or something like that, but if you have something like about you that's different, it's almost like, maybe this is changing now, but back in the old days, it's like, well, we have to make the whole movie about their struggle with this thing. And it's like, why can't they just be like a person that has that? And that's maybe like a subplot or it's like something to do, but it's not like the main thing. Like, we're not, You know, it's like not like this big weepy thing where we're just like, oh my God, she has cancer, or oh my God, she has autism, or oh my God, she has like some other thing. You know what I mean? Oh my God, she's a little person or something. It's like, can we just not make the whole movie about that?
They're running out of shit to make movies about.
Well, I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't think you'll ever run out of shit to make movies about.
Man, they came up with crazy shit. Turbo Kid was a Turbo Kid was a superhero movie in a post-apocalyptic world.
That was a great movie.
It's a great idea. It was a French movie, but in
I think
English.
it's on
Great movie.
Tubi at the moment.
I think I have that one, don't I?
You might.
I go and look at that. That's one of them I need to get. One of my favorite movies. Nice movie, and it's.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Okay. Commercials.
Well, you gotta do it.
I'm gonna do the commercial. Okay.
Well, I'm kind of laughing at you because I didn't realize this.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta tell you guys this. Even though I really have to pee. So I didn't notice because I don't usually watch the live streams like back over again. But somebody commented on the show that we did on Wednesday. They're like, the funniest part of this show was that some of the commercials were on.
Yeah.
And then it went to the "Where's That Raccoon?" thing.
I did that. Yeah.
And then there was like a couple seconds of you looking thoughtful.
Yeah.
And then the other commercial.
Yeah. Because I changed to the other commercial.
And everybody laughed.
Yeah, I was going, yeah.
And I think the guy, well, it was like I guess it was like a newer person. And I guess they didn't know what the "Where's That Raccoon" thing was. I was like, I didn't realize that you had like inserted the "Where's That Raccoon" situation.
Well, no, somebody in the comments said to show "Where's that raccoon?" So I put the raccoon.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's even have, because I use OBS or OBS rather. So it's like, I don't know. So you have like a little list over here of like scenes, what they call it. So I name everything. So yeah, I do have one that says "Where is that raccoon?" So if you click on that, it'll show like "Where is that raccoon?"
All right, go ahead. Go ahead and do. I can't see it. I don't have my glasses on. Go ahead and do the first one.
Well, you really need glasses.
I don't. These are reading glasses. I can't see all that. See these women trying to tell me what to do.
I got reading glasses too.
God damn. Just turn it down.
I still don't have "Man Said I Could." I really need to make a "Man Said I Could."
He doesn't quite say "Man Said I Could." That's the problem. Man said it was okay. That's all he says.
He says man. Well, okay. He says okay. Man said I don't have to listen to you. Yeah. I remember him saying that.
Yeah, and then he says man said it's okay.
Man said it was okay.
Yeah. I think that's.
Maybe I could find him doing that.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So here's some commercials. Right. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. All right. Here we are.
Say Hard Jaguar. Hard Jaguar must be he's got to be the Count of Aslan, probably. But I don't know if you were listening earlier. My question was, does Mexico have Texas-style chili where it's just beef? There's no beans in it or anything. It's just beef in that damn sauce. Because that's like stew-type beef, cubes of it. I didn't know if they had that in Mexico. I would think that would sell real well in Mexico. Texas chili.
Yeah, you'd think.
I didn't think so.
That's another good show on Netflix, by the way. It's called, what is it called? The Taco Chronicles?
Yeah, it's
Remember that? It's like a documentary series?
Yeah.
Because that, like I said, we're fascinated with like food history and stuff like that. So any time that any like Netflix puts up anything like that, I'm going to fucking watch it.
Jaguar says they don't have it.
No, dude, they don't
Dude,
have
man,
it.
fucking contact me later. I'll give you a recipe. You could do it with pork, but really, it should be done with beef. You'd love that.
I mean, pork's good too.
Yeah. That's kind of like...
Or both.
Yeah. Yeah, or both at the same time.
Go for a meat explosion, man.
Oh, by the way.
What?
I just remembered this. Before the show started, Tony and Aleta asked us if we wanted to come meet them and hang out with them at Secrets.
Wait, where is that?
It's in this area. That's a kind of like a clothing optional couples hotel. Got a bar
where
and
is
shit
that? Like I've heard of it, but I didn't
Yeah.
know where it
They
was.
said they've been hanging out there. They have a good time. And she's like, you don't have to be nude. And then, fuck, you know how Tony is. Jenny could wear her bathing suit. That's what Jenny could wear. You want bathing suit and high heels? He goes, yeah. Yeah. So that's what they've been doing down there.
You didn't even like ask me about this.
No,
this is the first time hearing
I was
about
like,
it,
I don't think
literally.
Jenny go for it. She's kind of like uptight about that kind of shit.
I'm not uptight. I just
And
don't
it's-
want people looking at my fat ass.
That's what they're gonna look at. But no, he's like,
I don't want to teeter around on high heels. I want to be comfortable.
If you guys know who that is, fucking Tony and Leta are friends of ours for a long time ago. Leta's my fucking ex-girlfriend. I introduced the two, and they got married.
Yeah, they've been together longer than we have.
14 years.
Actually. Yeah.
14 years. Yeah. They're just another.
They're awesome. I like them.
Yeah, there's another goth couple. I'll dig up some pictures of them.
Yeah.
But no, they're asking us to go to the singles to the couples motel with them. And he's like, well, you know, fucking, we kind of really want to hang out with people that we know, you know. Fucking,
Well,
we know
yeah,
you guys,
I mean,
we know
that's
you guys
kinda
are
like-
safe, you know. Fucking.
That's kind of the thing.
But they've been hanging out there for about a month instead of the clubs. They said they like it better. And I said, you got late to go and run around naked? She goes, oh yeah. Yeah. There's just too many single guys there, though.
Well, yeah, that's always going to happen.
Yeah. So he said,
Creepy single
and I
dudes,
said,
man.
I don't
They
know,
ruin
man.
everything.
I said, I don't know, man. You know how Jenny is. She goes, oh, well, you know, you can change your mind.
Oh, is that what you say about me behind my back?
I didn't say it behind your back. I told it to your face. I seen how Jenny is. She didn't even like wearing a short skirt.
Well, yeah, you told me that like now, but you already said it behind my back earlier. That's what.
That's just the way it is.
I meant.
I'm just telling you the way it is. I guess I don't have a picture of them.
I thought we had lots of pictures of them.
I can dig them up, but I was just talking about.
Zach says, God, that reminds me. I want to go back to the bathhouse sometime.
Zach gonna go to the bathhouse? Yes, indeed, Zach. Yes, indeed, Zach.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It might be fun. Like, as you know, I'm kind of
I'll tell him.
I'm kind of drunk now, so I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe, but
They're talking about on a Saturday.
I don't know. Yeah,
I had to ask them how much they want, or how much it costs.
that's what I mean. It's like that's kind of what I'm more worried about. Than,
Yeah.
You know.
Than anything else.
Because Jenny is broke.
That's them right there.
It's all white.
Oh,
All white. There they are.
yeah. Let's see if I.
Full-time dad said you too, huh? What, meaning broke? If you mean broke, yeah. Yeah, I'm totally broke. Yeah, that's them.
That's them.
They're super cute.
Yeah.
They're super cute. And they're super nice. I really
We
like
used to go to
them.
the club with them all the time,
Yeah,
fucking
I
run
really like
around
them.
and shit.
Yeah, they're super
Yeah.
nice. And we keep, like, every time we see them, we're always kind of like, man, you guys need to come to the house. Like, we live
Yeah.
far away from them, but it's just kind of
Yeah.
like, and then we just never set it up because we're lazy bums. You know what I mean?
We've been busy, man. I'm trying to pay all these fucking bills.
That's the thing. It's like I'm always working, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to take more time, but I can't. I feel like I can't take more time because if I take time, then it's like I'm not making money. So
Yeah.
and I don't have enough money as it is. So I'm always just kind of like, well, gotta work more. That's how I solve that. You know what I mean?
Hard Jaguar, a.k.a. fucking Canavatzlans up in fucking Mexico, is eating fish. He's sending me pictures. This is what I mean.
That looks good.
Yeah. Man, we got a good Mexican restaurant here. All the
Fish.
farm workers eat at just up the road. Man, it's just fucking so awesome. And it's like right from Mexico. Mexican family owns it. And all Central American clientele.
I haven't eaten there for a long
Prices
time.
went up because everything's just so expensive now, you know, for as far as food. But they're fucking selling damn fresh made tortillas and everything. Got everything. Mexican grocery store, Mexican cuts of meat, Mexican.
Yeah, it's
cheese.
it's like half grocery store and half restaurant.
Yeah, half grocery store, half. It's like that's like the Mexican meeting place, I guess. I don't think they're all from Mexico though.
Well, there's probably like Central American.
Yeah, it's just Central American, but it's
because
Mexicans
it's
that
like
own the place.
it's a pretty big grocery store. They got like all kinds of stuff in there.
But you can get Oaxaca cheese. You can get everything. You get Mexican Coca-Cola. They got everything over there.
Hard Jaguar said 1899 got canceled. God damn it.
What's that?
Well, that was only like one season, right?
What's 1899?
It was the same people that did that made Dark. Remember that, which I loved so much, that German series. You didn't watch it with me because it was too much to keep track of. Like I said, you needed a flow chart and shit. But I still haven't watched that. But so now it's only like one season. That's some bullshit. Okay.
Jaguar said that everything's expensive over there in Mexico right now too. Yep. We're in the apocalypse, bro. We're all gonna get a lot skinnier.
It's okay with me.
Yeah.
Don't make everything so dramatic, Tom.
I'm doing what I'm doing. This is my show.
You're such a drama queen.
Just
Zach says,
your shit.
God, I'd kill for some fried fish for dinner sometime. Or lobster. I need to go to Red Lobster.
Yeah, lobster's fucking... Yeah, we need to go to Red Lobster, but lobster's fucking through the roof.
You know what? As far as like kind of just mid-price sit-down restaurants go, I really like Red Lobster. But every single time I go there, it's too much food. I just can't eat it all.
It's because of all the breading.
Yeah, it's just... And even... Well, last time we went...
biscuits they bring in shit.
Yeah. Last time we went, I tried to I was like, okay, I'm going to get everything like steamed or broiled or something like that. I'm not going to get anything fried. And it was still too much.
I just like going because I don't have to cook. I don't have to cook and the food's decent. It's decent. It's corporate food.
Yeah, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's
real
not
Southern
gourmet
experience,
or nothing,
you go to
but
fucking Captain D's. That's the real Southern experience there, man.
that will also give you'll need a coronary.
Yeah,
like
Captain
you'll have a
D's.
coronary after that
Yeah.
shit. It's good though.
Southern seafood.
That's pretty much the only... Now, I would consider that's more fast casual than fast food, although they do have drive-through. So you could argue either way. You can sit down and eat in there, though. As far as I know, that's the only fast food, fast casual place that has fried green tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, it's Southern as fuck. Sweet tea and everything. Everybody working in the place is African-American. They're all Southern. Taking pride in that shit. Fucking... And these
big old plate of fried catfish and hush puppies.
It's soul food, yeah.
Greens.
Yeah.
Fried green tomatoes.
Yeah, coleslaw.
Do they have cornbread?
Tea, cornbread.
Cornbread.
Yeah, fucking
All that
greens.
stuff.
Greens.
It's a chain.
It's a chain, but it's locals in there cooking it, and fucking it's like a mom and pop place. You don't really think it's it doesn't feel like a chain when you're in there. There's a lot of character comes out through the food because they're back there deep frying, you know.
Yeah.
And they're making
Shit's
their own.
good.
They're making their own batters. They're doing their own deep fry. They got
So unhealthy, but it's really good.
oh yeah. It's Southern as fuck.
It's so good.
You go there on a fucking Sunday, and it's going to be the entire black church crowd. They're going to be dressed up in their fucking
With all the
suits
hats
and the hats, suits, and dudes with cowboy hats and suits, and yeah.
Zach says, "How would you rate Popeyes?" Popeyes is
Pretty good.
actually pretty good.
Pretty good. Popeyes has the best red beans and rice you could buy.
I mean, everybody says that.
Whew. Yes, indeed. And they'll tell you that in the deep South, in Mississippi, in Louisiana, Alabama, you say red beans and rice. Well, you can't beat Popeyes red beans and rice. That's like trying to say you're going to beat McDonald's French fries.
Yeah.
You're just not really going to beat
That's
McDonald's.
Kind of the gold standard, is the Popeyes red beans and rice.
Right, yeah.
I used to like their po' boys, but I don't think they have them anymore. Last time, Blake, we haven't been to Popeyes in a while. They built a newer one, like by our old house. So we went to it a couple of times, but I don't think they used to have like a pretty decent shrimp po' boy, but I don't think they had it like when I was there last time. So, which is a shame.
I usually get an oyster po' boys. If I'm because it's
I mean,
only
those
like a couple dollars more. You can get the big oysters on them.
Yeah, I mean,
really
that's
good.
yeah, that's good too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I don't even think did they even have that last time we were there? I don't remember seeing it. I don't think because if they had it, I would have ordered it. I don't even remember what I got that time.
Oyster po' boy with lemon butter.
Ooh. Shit's good.
Haven't had that
well,
in a
see,
while.
that's what Zach was asking about, like what our favorite seafood was.
Okay.
Like I was like all
Well,
of it.
there's a lot of different kinds of seafood. There's no favorite. I mean,
That's why I said that's a hard question.
yeah. Like I like just fucking crab legs, king crab legs, great. Fucking fucking crawfish, Louisiana crawfish boil with potatoes and corn in it,
And yeah,
the
corn on the
zatarans,
cob.
and
Yeah.
all the lemons,
That's good
whole
too.
lemons in it.
Yep, that's good
And you
too.
pour all those bitches out inside of a boat or something like that, or on a back,
Or on a picnic table.
picnic table with plastic bags, and you're gonna get that shit dripping all down your arms. And
Just
you
eat it with your
whole
hands.
garbage cans to throw all the hulls in, and you're shelling them and sucking the fucking juice out of the damn heads and throwing that over there. It'll get you. It'll eat you up. It'll eat you up. And then when you get hungry, eat a potato, because you'll never get full on that crawfish. You know, you can eat 20 pounds of crawfish and then still be hungry.
It's kind of the same with
It's all fucking shell.
like
you know?
boiled shrimp, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like I could probably eat my own weight in
Yeah.
boiled shrimp. You just
Yeah.
never get full.
Yeah, but for pound, shrimp has about 4 times the meat in it,
That's true.
because the crawfish just weighs so much and that tail's so small on it. That's why you grab the fucking head. When you pull the tail off, you grab that head, just crush it. And
Yeah, that's how you eat it.
you
It's not pretty.
Yeah. Suck all that shit out of there and throw him in the fucking thing, and then eat a potato, fucking then just and pulls the shit out of there, and fucking then grab a piece of corn, pieces of corn on the cob, eat that, put that down. You got the shit dripping and it's burning. If you're around real Southerners, Jenny, she's the lightweight. That shit's got so much
What are you talking about? I
Zatarans in
was
there.
born here. You weren't.
That shit is so much Zatarans in there, it just burns you up. Whole onions boiled in there. Give me that onion. You pull it. Here, you want some of that? You're throwing it. Yeah. Garlic, whole garlic cloves in it.
You were a Southern pretender. You weren't.
I'm not
even,
a pretender.
You weren't even born here.
Now, I was born in California,
was.
but I spent every summer of my life fucking in Mississippi.
I spent my whole life in the South.
Yeah, but that was Daytona.
And my parents. Were
That was
from there.
Daytona, though. That's
And
the
my
big
grandparents
city.
were from there.
That's the big city compared to what. See, now we're
grandparents were
competing to
from
see who is more Southern.
Tennessee.
Now we're competing to see who is more Southern.
I'm just saying, I grew up
Okay.
there. You didn't.
Okay.
So you know.
I grew up here. I just didn't have to stay here all the time. I
Well,
enjoyed it more because I was coming
wish
and going.
I didn't, but
Yeah.
you know.
I had to keep.
Zach says when
I
I'm
lived here for many years.
Yeah, well, I did
Even
too.
before the Army, I lived in Mississippi for 2 years before I went to the Army. That's where I learned my trade as a cook, before I went to the Army.
Half Naked You said that noise made me cringe. Swimming
What noise?
eyeballs. Probably that one where you were sucking the.
Yeah. Because all the air is coming in through the front of his fucking body and shit, and it's fucking making this slurping sound, and you're pulling
Suck
out all
the
that
head.
damn boiled fucking Zataran flavored juice through all of his fucking lungs, and it's trying to suck the brains out
kinda
of
gross,
the
not
goddamn.
gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it's kind of like the insides.
It's delicious. Though,
yeah,
but it's
kind of like the
gross.
insides of a fucking, kind of like the inside of like eating an oyster, but it's spicy. And then got him. And then,
Honestly, my favorite thing to do with oysters is put them on the grill. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, kind of grill them.
I like them deep fried.
Well, they're good. Well, everything's good deep fried. They're good deep fried too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, grilled oysters are also good. Jeffy Art said, just got back from Publix. You guys inspired me to buy Peter Pan peanut butter.
Yeah.
Buy one, get one, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, and a pub sub. Ooh, what kind you get?
Okay.
Oh, man, Publix subs.
Okay. Don't forget about peanut butter. You can make peanut butter cookies with those. If you got sugar and butter and a little bit of flour and peanut butter, you can make peanut butter cookies with them. They're
So when are you
fucking
going to
great.
make some peanut butter cookies?
I got the shit to make it.
I know you do. You always say that, but you know.
Yeah, okay, I can make it.
We probably got Nutella, too.
You
we
can
have
put
it
that
in
on top
some?
of the peanut butter. See what she's talking about is I made a peanut butter cookies one time and then took the dough and put it inside
in like a cupcake
thing.
And we baked them like
baked
that.
them like that to make a
cookie cup.
A cookie cup, right?
And you put Nutella in there.
And then I put Nutella in there.
And I put them in the refrigerator.
And I put them in the refrigerator and they got hard. And it was like a cupcake made out of peanut butter cookie with Nutella center.
Man, that shit was good.
It's real good. Million calories.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you could really only eat one. Or
yeah,
like I ate about half of one, and I was
yeah.
just kind of like, whoa, okay,
they're so rich.
That's enough for me. So yeah, so what kind of public sub did you get? Because public subs, I know they don't have Publix in other parts of the United States, but Publix, if you're in the South, makes the best fucking subs.
Yeah. My
favorite are. I really like, one, it's got to be that multigrain bread, because, man, that Publix multigrain bread is the shit. I love that stuff. And I usually get roast beef.
Yeah.
I get the roast beef and Swiss, and I usually get spinach on it instead of lettuce. It got to have tomatoes on it. Got to have banana peppers on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I put on there. Oil and vinegar, but I usually have that on the side. So
okay, a bunch of questions.
How about best southern dessert, says Zach.
Yeah, there was another one before that. Best southern dessert.
Gooey butter cake.
Up.
Gooey butter cake.
I would say key lime pie.
Well, yeah, that's
also known as icebox pie, which is a little bit different. Either one of those are good. Icebox pie is the easier way to do it. Fantastic. All right, it's kind of like key lime pie.
Pineapple upside down cake is good
yeah,
too.
Pineapple upside down. Okay. Cocoons. You ever had those?
Oh, yeah.
Cocoons.
Those are good too.
Fucking real good. Lemon icing cake, which is a butt cake with lemon icing on top of it. That's real simple.
Oh, yeah, I like that too. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay.
Gooey butter cake's my favorite, though.
She likes that. I prefer peach cobbler. Easy southern peach cobbler. It's only got a couple of ingredients in there. It's got, I think, was it condensed milk?
It's like 3 ingredients.
Well,
you can make it with condensed milk, Bisquick,
yeah.
and canned peaches.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. My grandma
The
used to
easier
make
way
it.
is self-rising flour, butter, condensed milk, and a can of peaches with cinnamon. And I think there might be a little bit of sugar in it, too. And that's it.
Yeah.
And then cook it. You can easily find that online. Easy peach cobbler. It's in a cookbook too. We have a cookbook that has it on there. And then you just either have it hot out of the microwave, because you make a bunch of it at once. Cut a square, microwave it, pull it out. Either put whipped cream on it or a scoop of ice cream. You can't beat that. That's another one.
It's super easy to make.
Super easy, and it's super cheap.
I mean, it doesn't look pretty.
No,
but it's good.
Super delicious. If you want to scale it up a little bit, southern as fuck, redneck fucking food, also soul food too. Nana pudding, made out of fucking vanilla wafers.
See, no, thank you.
Vanilla
I don't
pudding
like bananas.
and fucking bananas in a bowl.
My grandma used
and
to
let
make
it
all
cure
the
a
time.
little bit.
And it's
with
got to
whipped
be
cream.
It's got to be Nilla wafers.
Nilla
too.
wafers. That's right. Nilla
From
wafers.
Nabisco.
From Nabisco. Well, you could use the Sunshine Nilla. You could use the Sunshine knockoffs, but I don't
If you
think
broached it.
I don't think Sunshine is around anymore.
It might not be, actually. I haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't seen lemon coolers in a while. There was a southern cookie that we fucking used to just
Man,
love these things.
I really liked lemon coolers.
It was like a Nilla wafer, but it was a little more crispy, a little harder, and a little more crunchier. But it had chips in it. Instead of chocolate chips, they were lemon chips, and the whole thing was rolled in powdered sugar. Mm-hmm. In other words, icing sugar for you Brits.
Those were good.
Man, they were good. They were kind of like a cocoon.
And then what was they came in like a box? It was like a kind of
green.
like a smaller, like a green. Like it was like a cereal box.
Yeah,
kinda.
like a green cereal
But
box
smaller.
with yellow trim on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
A cocoon was kind of like that, shaped like a fucking like a butterfly chrysalis. It was white, rolled in icing sugar or powdered sugar, and it was I think it was pecans inside of like a buttery cookie.
Yeah.
And you rolled them, and my grandmother made the best ones.
Cause man, pecans. Like one of my favorite like mass market cookies is pecan sandies.
And like pecan sandy rolled in butter. And here's the thing,
which is
though.
shortbread.
It's
actually.
shortbread. Here's the thing, though. When your southern-ass grandma made them things, they had so much butter in them that the butter would leak out into the icing sugar or on the outside of it, and it would become like a glaze.
Yeah.
So you could stack them up in a big cookie jar, and they would be good in there. You'd reach down there and they'd come out. They wouldn't be powdery at all. They'd be more like waxy, but they were delicious. Delicious.
Southern grandmas, man.
They
put like sticks and sticks of butter in
butter
everything.
and all kinds of sugar
because they knew that it tasted better.
Bacon
like
grease, all kinds of bacon grease and everything.
This is why we're fat.
If it was a vegetable or a meat, it had bacon grease in it.
Oh, for sure. Well, it either or it was boiled to oblivion.
Yeah, boiled to oblivion. That was another. I'm gonna fucking speak the truth where the truth is. I'm gonna speak the truth when you deserve to speak the truth. Our grandmother's age. They were older than the boomers. They were shit at cooking vegetables. I think it's because during the Depression era, they may have been using their own fucking outhouse fucking sludge to fertilize the crops outside their fucking shotgun shack. That's where a lot of shit comes from. So they were paranoid about getting diseases, so they just overcooked vegetables.
They just wanted to make sure.
And just turned it into fucking slime. Like I didn't. They would take spinach and turn it into a green slime. It's fucking terrible.
I told you I didn't realize that spinach was actually good until I was in my 20s.
Terrible.
Because growing up, it just looked like snot.
Yeah, terrible.
Like they just boiled the shit out of it.
Boiled everything to fucking death.
It tasted like nothing.
The only thing that they really cooked well with things when it came to vegetables was boiling corn on the cob. That came out right. Greens came out right. Which are collard greens.
Yeah.
They came out good. They didn't overcook those. Turnip greens also. Diced turnips came out good. Fried okra came out good. Boiled potatoes, of course, and baked potatoes.
It's hard to mess up potatoes, to be honest.
But
potatoes are always
what
good.
else was that they came out that they could do that was pretty good. Fried green tomatoes, they did that pretty good. Other than that, tomatoes were just served red. They turned them into sauce and canned them.
My grandma used to just like slice them and put them on a plate, or like with some cottage cheese.
Yes, right. It was
just
like
raw.
A fresh tomato was like a food group.
Yeah.
Here, eat that tomato.
Yeah.
They just sliced it.
Yeah, she would just put out a plate like with the dinner with all the sides. It would just be a plate with like sliced raw tomato, and then there'd be like a little bowl of like cottage cheese.
Yeah, and your relatives would give me some tomatoes. Give me some tomatoes. And they'd fucking pull a tomato on their plate and just start cutting it.
Yeah.
And eating it. Yeah.
Maybe put salt on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Salt. It's just a different time. I've seen them also just take it like an apple and just start eating. Now, put salt and just take an apple.
Which is funny. I wasn't a big fan of tomatoes when I was growing up, but I really like them now. So Jeffy Art's sub from Publix. Roast beef, turkey, and ham on wheat bread with spinach, mayo, mustard, tomatoes, and onions, oil and vinegar.
Yeah, you want
the yellow American cheese. Ooh,
you want
and
the spinach.
Salt and pepper. That sounds really good.
You want the spinach. You don't want the lettuce because the lettuce makes everything too fucking soggy.
Well, plus I kind of feel like I don't know, the spinach like gives it a little something.
Yeah.
It gives it like more flavor.
Yeah.
Full Time Dead, our Circle K girl, says, try the London broil roast beef with Havarti dill from Publix.
Oh, yeah?
Trust me, you won't be disappointed. That actually does sound really good. Yeah. And then Jeffy Art said, paired with a glass of Pinot Noir, because me fancy. Oh, and the pickle slices. Yeah, you really, because, man, I love pickles. Pickles and banana peppers. I don't like anything. I don't like jalapenos on it, because it's, like I said, I've never been a fan of, like, super, super hot, spicy food. Not because I don't like it, it's just that it doesn't agree with me, okay? So, I can't really eat, and especially, like, the older I get, because, I'm 50 now, so it's just kind of like, I can't really eat stuff that's, like, super, super spicy, or I'm gonna regret it. So, so I don't really eat, but I do really like pickles. I like banana peppers, that's probably, like, the hottest that I get on there. But, like I said, we usually go to Publix and get them, and then if you ask for the dressing on the side, then you can just put it on when you get home, so it doesn't get all, because if you put it on in the store, it tends to like make the bread slightly soggy. But I mean, I don't mind that because their subs are so good otherwise, but usually I just get it on the side. Zach says pecan sandies were my grandma's favorite cookie. Yeah. They're so good. I mean, shortbread with pecans in it, you can't mess that up. I'm sorry. Basic as fuck, but I like grandma-y foods. She never had ribbon candy, though. Yeah, ribbon candy is fine. It's, honestly, I'm not a big fan. Now, I do have a bunch of candy canes over there from Christmas that were actually on the Christmas tree because I love peppermint. But I'm not a big fan of, like, hard candy. I like some hard candy. I like Werther's. I know that's another grandma thing. And I'll eat Lifesavers. But on the whole, if I'm going to eat candy, I would rather it be chocolate, preferably with nuts in it. Actually, most preferably, I would like it to be white chocolate with nuts in it. Actually, Tom got me for Christmas. I didn't even know they made these. They were the lint truffles, right?
Yeah.
He got me a bag of like these lint truffles, and they were white chocolate, and the cream inside was snickerdoodle.
Yeah, they were good.
Oh my god, those were fucking outstanding.
So were the sugar cookie ones.
Those were so good.
White chocolate sugar cookie was good too.
I had to like prevent myself from eating the whole bag at once.
Yeah.
They were so good. Man, snickerdoodle. And actually, like, we just got because I think we talked about these before, like the Little Debbie's, which are kind of like oatmeal pies, which I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I'll eat them, but they're not my favorite. But they did a version that was like snickerdoodle. They're smaller than the oatmeal pies, but they're like snickerdoodle cookies with like kind of hunks of cinnamon in there, and they have like that kind of. Is it marshmallow in the middle?
Inside what?
Inside the snickerdoodle thing.
Yeah, marshmallow. Marshmallow cream.
Is it?
It's the same as
it
inside.
It tastes like vanilla-y.
No, it's the same as what's inside the Little Debbie oatmeal cookie pies. Same.
There's more of it. It just seems like more volume.
No,
it's smaller though.
It's a smaller cookie.
Yeah. So maybe that's
good,
what it is. Like I really like those. Like I said, I don't love the oatmeal pies, but
Victor says he can't believe you're in your 50s. He thought you were in your 30s, like 37.
Oh, yeah. I feel 50, believe me, but thank you. Sometimes. Well, not usually. Like sometimes I do though. No. Sometimes I wake up and be like, ugh.
She's
so
got
old.
Pretty good anti-aging genetics. Her mom still looks pretty young. Her mom looks like a Piazzadora.
Yeah, my mom is. Well, let's see. My mom is 68.
68, coming up on 70. Her mom still looks pretty youthful, and she does exercises, and we do hormone replacement type stuff, but it's a mixture of everything.
I mean, we don't go out in the sun all that much. We don't do. I mean, we
I
drink.
do.
We drink a lot, but
It's
we don't
mostly just on the show.
We don't smoke anymore.
Yeah. Good diets.
We get some exercise.
Higher protein
we eat
diets.
decent food, not too much of it.
Yeah.
So,
lower. Yeah, kind of smaller portions now. I mean, we both put on weight there for a little while when I was going hog fucking wild, just making all kinds of shit. I was overfeeding myself and her, and then I realized that women, their metabolism moves so much more slowly than guys because their hormones aren't quite the same.
Well, I tried to tell you.
And women,
honestly,
you gotta really underfeed them.
Yeah. Well, and it's not. I mean, it's not just women in general. It's just it's me because it's just like my.
Well, the genetics, southern.
Yeah,
genetics.
because I was talking to just a couple months ago. I was talking to my sister and my brothers, and my brothers said the same exact thing. They're like, we basically have to stay under 1,500 calories, or we will be 500 pounds. You know what I mean? And that's not a lot for a guy. And my brothers are, considerably taller than me because I'm pretty short. But yeah, they have the same thing where it's just like, man, we just got, back in the old days, it probably would have been good genetics because it's like, oh, well, you could live a lot longer if you didn't have anything to eat.
It has to do with the Civil War.
In modern times, not so much. Like now, you just kind of like walk by a cupcake, and 5 pounds somehow attaches itself to your ass. So
during the Civil War, the South got basically starved out. There was lots and lots of starvation. A lot of people got wiped out. If you go on Rageaholic, there's a dude named Razor Fist. Just a couple days ago, he posted a thing on Lincoln, first American dictator, and he pulls up all this actual witness testimony and things that happened and old news articles. And there was damn near an attempted genocide on the South during that war. Against the civilians and everything. Because of all the embargoes and the blockades, food stopped showing up. And there wasn't anybody really planting. So there was a lot of starvation. The people that survived the starvation had slower metabolism. They were kind of like...
Yeah, fat-ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, and they tended to be shorter, which those genes kind of work together, just as Mexico.
Also, yeah.
Mexicans are short, and they're just famine-proof. They don't need very many calories to live on.
I told you
And if you feed them, they get big around the middle. All right, which is Khan's on there. You know, he's actually very tall and large for a Mexican guy, but he'll tell you the same thing. The Mexicans and Southerners can put on weight easily, and it's harder to starve us out. We don't need as much to survive.
Like I said, I could probably live on my fat reserves for several months.
Yeah. So we're shorter and put on weight. So we got to kind of watch it. My endocrine system is so jacked up, though, I don't have to do that as much as I used to. I can burn anything. I'm like a teenager. But on my normal configuration, if I wasn't doing HRT and other anabolics and shit, I'd be a skinny fat little motherfucker probably. Because I was starting to put on weight when my metabolism started to slow down in my late 40s. You get fat quick, man. And fucking 5 pounds looks like 30 on a dude that's only 5'6".
That's another thing. If you're shorter, you can't... Like, if you're a tall person, you can gain some weight, and it's like
you
it
never
won't...
really see it, yeah.
Yeah, it won't, like, show up as much, because it'll be evenly distributed. But short-ass motherfuckers like us, you gain, like, a pound or two, and everybody's like, man, you're getting kind of, like, chunky.
Yeah. All those wars between the Mexican city-states, you know, and the fucking Aztec domination of the of their empire and the other city-states, there was a lot of problems with plague, and they kind of have the same genetics as that we have. Short and fat, if you're not careful.
I mean, you really got to watch it.
Yeah.
You really got to watch it.
Got to watch it.
And, I mean, I'm 5'3" on the best days. I'm, 5'2" usually if you measure me, like, first thing in the morning. But, yeah, holy shit. I go over 1,200 calories a day. I start putting weight on.
Yeah.
And it's, my siblings are all the same. Pretty much all of the women on my mom's side of the family, which is interesting because they're not quite as southern. They're from more of the Baltimore area. But they're all built exactly the same as me. They're kind of like shorter, 5'5" and under. Big thighs, big butt, big calves, tiny feet, tiny hands, and just... gain weight very, very easily. So, Victor says, staying out of the sun is key. I've always worked nights, and I wear sunscreen if I got to be out and about during the day. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of being out in the daytime anyway. It's just never been my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Louis and Conavatslan, they're Mexicans. One's in Mexico, the other one's in California. They're just talking about, right? Those are big guys for Mexicans. Louis is 6'1". And I think... And I think Conavatslan, or also name he's using now is Hard Jaguar. I think he's about that too, about 6 feet. I've showed him before and everything. Got some handsome sons. His sons look like they're ready for fucking Hollywood. Look like the Rat Pack. All right, but they got big Mexicans, but they had big Mexicans back then. You guys descended from the ones that were doing all the heart cutting out on top of them damn temples. The little worker bee Mexicans, they got smaller and smaller and smaller because you always wanted to sacrifice your most valuable people to the gods to make sure that the fucking sun would move. So they tended to be the taller worker bees. So if you were shorter, you would evade getting your fucking heart cut out. But that was just religion of the time,
That's how we always escaped getting sacrificed.
Yeah, right. Well, I think even
nobody
Cortez
noticed us because we were like tiny and short.
I think even Cortez mentioned some shit like that. If I remember, either the Cortez or it was one of the friars later on, that the ruling class and the warrior class, because they had different warrior cults, like eagle warriors and other ones. I forgot what they were right offhand. I've been drinking, but that they were bigger than your average worker bee Mexican mexica is what they were called, or Mexica of that time. And then there was the city states that they had kind of put in thrall during their empire to help pay off the blood debt. It was fucking great culture, man. That's some macho shit, man. Fucking
Tom loves that shit.
I love that shit. Yeah,
loves
that's straight out of Conan.
He loves
straight out
all
of
that
Conan.
Sacrifice.
Mexicans are fucking Conan motherfuckers, bro.
Zach says.
But so was everybody else, man.
Well, yeah.
The Islanders were like that too. And fucking white people were like that back in the day. It was just, back when we were true to ourselves. Vikings and shit sacrificing people.
I don't know about that.
Romans over there saying, get in that damn arena. Fucking put on a good show. This is professional sports here, people. It's all the same shit. Same thinking.
Zach said there's a company called American Dream Nut Butters. They make peanut and almond and cashew butters that have chunks of stuff in them like different candies and cookies. It sounds amazing. That actually really does sound amazing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We was it Tammy that sent us the jar of like the ground up cookie butter that we put on the toast? Man, that shit was good. Man,
it was like the ground up.
What are those cookies called?
Those little white cookies.
Those little like tea cookies.
Yeah,
that are like they're not like super
fingers?
sweet. No, they're not lady fingers.
What were they called? They were those oval fucking long white cookies.
Like I said, the ones you eat with tea.
Yeah, it was like that. It's like those those biscuits or those cookie without any frosting, just ground up and put into something that was kind of like a buttery spread. This shit was fucking great, and they would kind of crunch a little bit. It was a little bit gritty, like little cookie pieces in it. Yeah,
man, that was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ate that shit on toast. Yeah. It was so good.
Louis says his nephew's 6'3" or 6'4". Damn, they're getting bigger, man. The Mexicans are getting bigger. Got to put an end to that.
Yeah, Louis said, I think we're the ones with a little more Spanish blood.
Yeah, maybe.
My mom is 5'2". My father is about 5'8".
Yeah.
My uncles on my mom's side were tall, though. Genetics are weird.
Yeah. Yeah, Khan didn't want to admit it, man, but I'm looking at them. Khan looks very European to me. But, it's just, that's what happened. That was the makeup of Mexico. You had mestizo, you had more Indian, and then you had more European, Spanish. The Spaniards were fucking badasses, man. Fucking, they were basically Germans, really, especially northern Spain, Castilians. And they were big. The Spanish Empire was fucking huge, man. It's much bigger than the British Empire at one point, and they were good traders, trading and shipping all through the 14 to 1500s. Badass technology. And, say what you will. They fucking made Central and South America what it is. And South and Central America, they made it what it is today, for better or worse. I think for better. Technology, reading, writing, different kind of infrastructure. And kind of modernized it back in the 1600s. It gave it a boost, in a way. Just an interesting time, man, when all that happened. La Conquista, It all kind of worked out, kind of. But that's just the way history is. Everything kind of works out, kind of. Nothing's perfect.
To be honest, on either side of my family, I can't think of anybody that was particularly tall.
Yeah.
My mom is the same height as me. My dad is probably... I think he's only an inch or two taller than you. So he's only probably like 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
He was a little bit taller than me, but not that much. Now my brothers are taller than me, but they're not like super, super tall. My sister is shorter than I am. By maybe like an inch or two. But yeah, I don't really remember anybody being like super tall.
Yeah.
Everybody in my family is like pretty, like average to short, And I remember when I was in high school, one thing that stood out to me was that, because I was in chorus, and when they would put us, like, for the photo for the yearbook, and they would put you all, it's like, oh, we're going to put you in height order, I was always the second from last, because I was the second shortest. There was one girl that was shorter than me. She was, like, 4'11", but I was the second shortest. Like, everybody else was, like, the fucking... And I never thought of myself as particularly short, but I guess I was. You know.
Yeah.
Louis says it also depends on what part of Mexico you're from. There's parts of Mexico where there's Mexicans with blue eyes. I have green eyes myself. One of my uncles has blue eyes, yeah. Ishkan said, is Jack Parsons real? Well,
Jack Parsons,
he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
He's dead now, so he's not really anymore.
I forgot what that was.
That was the rocket
guy from Scientology, right? Yeah.
No.
Right, Jack Parsons. Yeah, didn't he blow up during that explosion when L. Ron Hubbard was there? Or L. Ron Hubbard was fucking around with him?
Oh, I don't know about that.
And then he blew himself up with rocket fuel?
I don't remember that. I mean, maybe he did blow himself up with rocket fuel.
I think that's who he's talking about.
I mean, he's real in the sense that he existed, but he doesn't exist anymore because he died.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So you want to go ahead and shut it down, Jen? We've been doing this for about 3 hours, probably.
I guess.
How long has it been?
3 hours.
Okay. Yeah,
2 hours, 59 minutes, and 21
I'll make it
seconds. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a Moonchild experience.
Yeah,
L. Ron Hubbard stole his wife. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it was L. Ron Hubbard and what's his name was there? Anton LaVey was there.
Anton LaVey, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them were fucking. Yeah. Which is hilarious.
Dudes inventing religions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they all got together. Hey, it worked.
Yeah.
Even though everybody knows they got together and was like, hey, let's start a religion.
It was all scams.
Well, duh.
Hubbard, he had the best one, though. When it came
like
to
I
money.
said, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. You know. I guess you never go poor, like, underestimating how stupid people are. But, you know.
Yep. Okay, go ahead, Jim. Go ahead and shut it down. Shut that shit down, Jim.
Okay.
Shut that shit down.
Well, now I'm going to pause just because you think that you're in charge of doing
I'll just leave.
I'll
just walk out.
Well, I know. You do that anyway.
I got to get down there and start fucking cooking shit.
What you making?
I don't know. I got to get down there and I'll see what it is.
Okay, he doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
We'll find out. It'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise.
Movie.
All right. So have a good rest of your Friday night, you guys. Have a good day tomorrow. We will see you guys again on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will do another movie review. Not sure what movie we're going to do yet. We'll see what the patrons vote for, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for Super Chats. Good night.